So we not doing a 2-screen thing now?
Aye, we will be, aye.
Or it just comes on? Ah, cool.
You get YouTube open, Cam? Anybody waiting? I think there's actually a button on the stream deck for viewers. I should show you. Some folk do like 10 minutes, 20 minutes before they're live.
Alright, well I think it sends a notification out there.
Aye. You should probably think about that. Just,
Hey guys, just gonna let Maurice come in, just gonna
Aye.
hang out, let Maurice come in.
just do a 30-minute thing at the start.
Just do it for an hour and a half and then say, right, is that the episode? See you later. What's this music doing?
You might need to manually switch to the scene, I'm not sure. I can't remember if I programmed it.
I have to.
Hello, good afternoon and evening, everyone. This is Social Media Ruins Everything, episode 26.
Oh, hello.
26, Neil? That's half a year.
Right, I'm gonna see before we get going here.
Mm-hmm.
Is the screen actually working? All I can see is you. That's fine, aye. Like you're just the main screen, that's it. Nothing else. Just
Oh,
you.
right, okay. I think it's a setting on the laptop, Cam. If you go up to preferences, find interview, preferences.
Usually you would do this before the thing starts.
I know, we would. It's every week there's something at the fucking start. That's what it feels like. And it's like 26 weeks in, half a year, and we're probably worse than we were in week 2. Do you see the options, Cam?
I mean, we could
Play a
just do
bit of
this.
music,
You can
though.
just sit there.
But you need to be able to see the stuff on the screen.
Yep, got it.
Got it? So,
Preferences, video,
interview.
on video, or interview. Host camera, broadcast.
Broadcast. You should now
Oh,
see.
there we go.
There we go.
Hello.
So welcome to Social Media Ruins Fucking Everything. It's episode 26. We're 6 months into this experiment.
And we're ruining our own show.
Yes. Remember, you've got a cam on you, Cam, so if whenever you want to talk, you can press the
Amateur
button. I know. I don't think there's no Champions League football in anything on it tonight, is there? Don't
I
think
don't
so.
watch football. It's fixed. It's sport. Sport at that level is obviously a business, and it's fixed. And but it gives cunts fucking stuff to support and get passionate about, which is funny because it's guys playing football and playing a sport, and that's my team. We fucking you never really done it. You just gave them money and fucking sat and watched. But hey, each to their own, man.
Absolutely.
I like stuff that's fucking shite as well to some people, you know. So, but no, I don't know. Is there football on? Nah.
I don't think there is. Cam, producer
watch
Cam, is
it.
there football on? I don't think there is.
Nah. Is the season no finish yet? When does the season go?
The season goes to the early summer, but it's a funny one because obviously it's the World Cup.
COVID.
Well, COVID, but the World Cup this year, which is
Oh,
in
is it, aye?
it's Abu Dhabi or something, isn't it? So that's actually getting held in the winter. I think it's getting held over
It's been held in Qatar.
Fucking host.
Qatar. That's
Qatar,
right.
aye. There's also no Champions League football on because the African nations are playing.
Oh, the African, is it the African League of Nations? African Cup of Nations. Mind and switch the camera and go to you. I'll need to take the stream deck off you.
Alright. Nah, I'll only switch it to me when I'm reading the comments out, because it doesn't really make sense to switch it and then go back again.
Well, you are the producer. You are producer Cam, so you can.
I just feel quite big in this square thing here, man. I think the fucking settings are no right. You know what I mean? Like my
Can you
head.
zoom out any more?
Well, it's different than last weekend because my
It's a
camera's
different
not moving.
layout. It's a different
Oh,
layout.
you
is it?
changed the layout. Aye, you're like a white pillhead mum who's fucking changing her living room about. Oh, I don't really like that. I think we'll turn that around. It makes it. I just feel better. I feel better
So-
just changing it around.
What I've got to think of is when this is getting clipped up and it's going up on Instagram or Instagram Reels, it's easier for me to crop two rectangles
Aye.
out with you and me and put them on the screen. It's just a wee bit
Instagram
easier.
Reels is funny. I was thinking the only reason that Americans go to the army, right,
Uh-huh.
is so that they can come back and do an Instagram Reel surprising their family at Thanksgiving. Because how many fucking videos? It's
I
like
know.
they would know now. See if you're sitting there with your family and they all pray like fuck.
They're
seen them
super
all praying?
religious, aren't they?
They all sit there praying like fuck. I'm like, you're America. What the fuck are you praying
I know.
for, man? What the fuck? All there is fucking Budweiser, Michael Jordan, and fucking I don't know. It's just
He's dead.
Who?
Michael Jordan's not dead. Michael Jackson's dead. Why am I getting them mixed up?
Because you love Michael Jackson because he's the leader of the Jehovah's.
See the thing that folks share these like supercuts of military personnel arriving home and surprising their kid at school and
Yeah.
all that, and the kid's crying and everything. And
Aye.
I'm like, and folk in the comments are going, "It's just so lovely, so lovely to see."
Aye.
What's lovely to see? The guy that's just been overseas killing innocent brown people, going back to white country.
I mean, that's an
Is
unpopular
that controversial?
opinion. That's I mean,
I never said that was my opinion.
That's a trigger warning. I
Is it?
actually quite like the videos. I watch the videos and it makes me feel better. I get really pumped about the videos.
Sorry, there's a belated trigger warning. I think you're talking fucking shite. You get quite pumped by the videos. That's bullshit.
No,
Makes
no,
you
I
want to join the
watched.
army just so you can come home again.
Yeah, no, I watched them. I had to delete Instagram off my phone again because
Aye.
I found the videos. You know, every now and again you need to delete it because it's fucking.
Mhm.
You get sucked into it, and I
Yeah.
don't think people know that that's what it does. I think people think, oh, it's just a part of life. I'm just on Instagram, and I'm like, change the checking of Instagram to injecting heroin, or take it to like doing a shot of whiskey.
Mhm.
People would tell you you've got a problem. You've got a fucking
Aye,
problem.
aye, I know. I don't
anyway,
disagree.
Because I was watching the videos, you know, the videos like the engineering videos, and it's like the guys who like will take an old nut or a bolt
Right.
and then they'll cut it and do this and do that, and it turns into some magnificent tool. So see on the reels, you could just keep flipping
Oh,
through,
forever.
and
Yeah.
it's one after the other, and I'm like, these
It's
are
forever.
fucking brilliant, man. I could easily lose an hour.
Mhm.
Maybe even longer, and no even think about it, just like scroll it, just like sitting like a fucking zombie, man.
It does something to your brain, because I've done it on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, and I've maybe been over at Mary's, had dinner, and sat in the living room just chilling on the couch, and she's maybe doing a wee bit of paperwork for her job or whatever, and then she'll come through at the living room maybe an hour and a half later, and I've just been sat on Reels or
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts,
I
and then I don't want to watch the telly. I just want to just continue and flick
That's
to the
had
next
to delete.
video.
I had to delete both. I had to delete YouTube and Instagram off my phone because I was
Aye.
getting sucked
Well,
into
you-
the reels, and I was
well,
like,
the
it's
thing
not
is-
good, man.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Cam, it's like the YouTube ends up is pretty much just like the reels, and it's just a way to get you, because it's
Yeah.
like, well, if they're on just scrolling through YouTube, they don't want to watch a video, that all the recommended might be long. It's like, there's wee fucking videos you like, the wee ones, hit them, and then you're fucking watching them.
It's
just
a whole
scrolling, like,
subculture, and there's loads have got a similar format where it's like, last weekend we drove down to see our friends in Massachusetts. They really enjoyed seeing us, but while we were there, we went to Walmart, and at Walmart we managed to pick up some special discount items, and everybody thought they were fantastic. Subscribe for more videos. What
Aye.
the fuck was
COVID
that?
ad for Walmart.
Aye. They're
Aye,
really
it's-
weird. They've all got the same style of
It's
voice. I've never
strange,
noticed
man.
it in any videos before. It's not like it was like the YouTube. We all know the YouTube thing. What's up, everybody? Thanks,
Aye.
welcome back to the channel.
Aye.
The YouTube Shorts and TikTok and Instagram Reels have got this very specific type of voiceover. It's strange.
strange.
Who invented
It's
that?
it's just a thing. It's like, well, this is it. Who invents it? Who tells people this is what you need to think? It's so fucking strange. It's like when you, but even if you spend any time on Instagram and you look through it, you think this is no productive in any way. It's
No.
in any way. It's just fucking hellish.
Mhm.
Even for work, I don't even know if for work it's even. I think anybody that does real work at it, they're all off Instagram now. I think what it is
Aye.
in Instagram is, do you know, it's just not nonsense. It's like, as if we're like, yeah, we're doing great. It's like all Instagram is, right, is fucking people posing like we are Rolex and like Yeezys and all that. That's it. But that's it. And I'm like, what? That's all there is. It's just like poor people showing each other. Look what it's like. This is fucking really
Yep.
weird, man.
Look at
you
the
know?
amount of debt I'm in.
It's fucking weird, but I don't know, man. It's
There's a couple of YouTube short videos, and I shouldn't really sit my leg like that, should you? See right up my trouser leg, and in the spreadsheet cam. Do you want to jump onto them? Because I think they might have the voiceovers I was talking about. If you can find them in the spreadsheet, one of them, I think they're both something to do with America.
Is this America?
Is this America?
In America?
Aye. So you mind switch scenes?
So, how do you even work this for? Oh, there it is up there.
Blanket.
A blanket?
Some food.
Okay.
Fuck off,
I got you a
man.
blanket.
well done, mate. Fucking hero. Fucking hero.
I got you a tent, brother. I know you
Yeah,
needed a tent, right?
Motherfucker!
Got that smile. I see it already.
Stretched
Ooh,
out
bro.
for the lottery!
I'm also gonna give you $200.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, now what you gotta do,
One of the
man,
best
is
days of
suck
my
my
life.
dick!
Suck on these balls!
Jesus
That
Christ.
would have been a much better video. See if the guy then
Exactly.
went, okay, motherfucker, lick my nuts. It'd be so much fucking better. And it just says, see the guy though holding the thing. Do you know what'd be funny? See if the guy never wore a mask when he done it. Somebody would fucking moan. Fucking no wearing a mask. You've been in a
No
shot,
wearing a
you're
mask,
gonna-
you could have killed that
you're gonna
homeless guy
kill
with the
that homeless
COVIDs.
guy.
There's
You're
another
gonna
one.
Do
kill-
you want to go through some of the comments on this one just to see what they're
Aye, I
actually
know.
like?
Go. Let's bring it up. You need to switch to your cam. No.
No, as in I'm
Oh,
saying
the
the
comments
comments
on
on
this?
this
Sorry, I
video
thought you
just
meant
to see what
your
these are
comments.
actually like. He's so polite. It's sad to imagine how many people ignore this man every day and look down on him.
Yeah,
God
it's
bless.
only-
Was they
it's
born
only-
homeless?
No, the thing is, it's only illiterate people that are homeless, you know what
Aye, I
mean?
know,
So
exactly.
it's all
You never
so
get somebody that
fucking-
knows
No, you
manners
never
and
get a
words.
polite, no polite homeless.
He
people
knows
ever,
words.
man.
How can he be homeless?
He's so beautiful. He's got great teeth. I bet he can't make any fucking money, you stupid cunt.
This one's fucking brilliant. I love how he said some food instead of money. It goes to show that he's actually homeless and not some crackhead looking for a quick buck. I hope things get better for him soon.
Fucking
I know,
hell.
fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
It's just-
And this
it's
is
like-
America in 2012. That was 2021, Neil. Like, what the fuck? Look at the components. You've got influencers on a social network getting views and getting money, no doubt, through Google AdSense by driving around homeless people and offering them money and shit
Oh,
like
what
that.
happened to that there?
Hashtag
Why are you
blessed.
so zoomed in now?
I'll
Hashtag
fix that.
blessed.
I'll fix it.
It's a
So
strange,
professional.
Strange dynamic.
Yes, it's a very weird setup. Very weird setup.
But as weird as
Um,
our setup, I don't know why that happened there.
Me either. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It can be fixed, but
Ghosts in the room. Nah, it's just when did it? I know people. I actually know people who take pictures when they're helping homeless people,
really,
and they post it on their social media, and they say, but it's all right to do it, right? If you post and at the start of your wee thing, you say, I know what you might think, but I'm not posting this to show that I'm helping them out. I'm posting this to say you could do this, and I know that I'm not making a dent in this, and I blah blah blah. I'm a fucking dick, blah blah. It's like, no, you're posting it so people think you're great. You're really doing well. Where all people think is, why did you video?
Exactly.
The person's homeless, and you fucking put them all over the internet, because if that's
Exactly.
a viral video, it's like everybody's going to see what a fucking loser that homeless guy is, you know?
aye,
Fucking loser.
and you've kind of come out of the closet as well, because it's clear you love going down the Clyde of a night to get a blowjob off a homeless
Oh.
guy.
Do they? Can you get blowjobs off homeless people at the Clyde?
That's what you were telling me before we started.
Mate, how bad do you want this Greg's fucking steak bake? I bought it this afternoon. It's cold. As I unzip, take my belt off and fucking tie it around his neck, then fucking pull my willy out, right? Sucker, I'm going to tighten the belt.
And
it's
while
just
he's giving you a
shame, man.
blowjob, you start eating the steak bake.
That's my steak bake, motherfucker! Come on!
Can't see
Well,
the
the thing is,
spreadsheet.
it's
There's
like
another
we
one,
have
right?
we
Sorry,
have
Neil.
the fucking we have the metaverse and all that. Like I'm
Mhm.
saying, we have the metaverse, and people don't have anywhere to fucking stay. They can't eat. We've got fucking wee dicks fucking showing you that they bought a Rolex, and then cunts who are fucking like 30 saying, "Yeah, I've just been hustling and grinding. Thought I'd buy myself a Porsche, for my 30th birthday." And I'm like, well, one, it's your mum and dad's fucking money, so that's fucking. This is an actual guy I know, and I'm like, so this is no fucking you. And it's so how are we doing good, man? You shouldn't have people that can afford all that shit and people that can. I mean, you should have it, but I think we need a wee bit of redistribution of the wealth. I don't
There's
even
that
know what
fucking communism again.
I don't even know what redistribution of the wealth means. See, when anybody tells me that, and I'm thinking, what do you mean? Do you mean like, but these people are working for this money? And then I'm thinking, so you try to tell me that I don't know how you'd redistribute it. Do you need to take the
And
money
who
off them?
decides? Who has the moral barometer to determine how much money you should morally be allowed to have? But I worked really hard for that money. It's fucking immoral that you've got more money than that guy over there. So he's getting some of your money. How much is he getting? I'll decide.
Well,
Who's
see, then
who's set up
you'll
as the
decide.
arbitrator?
Well, you would
No, I'm not
deci-
saying I
see
would
if it-
decide.
No, I know, but see if it was, I'd happily decide. I'll fucking
Yeah, but
decide.
you fucking
I'd
want to run
easily
the
decide
country
that.
anyway.
I would easily decide that. But the thing is, if you, it depends whose money it is. See if it's Jimmy Savile's money,
Aye.
right? You're like, aye, that's fine. But if it's Mary Curie or whatever, you're like, oh, it's for a good. They're
No,
all the
her
same
again.
people. They're all the same people. The thing, I know a well-known conspiracy guy, and he told me his idea. He had a wee theory, which I kind of could see where he got it for. That Bill Gates, richest guy in the world, or one of the richest guys, and he wants to go a bit mental, so they play him out as if he's went nuts, and then
Right.
they say, look, that's what happens when you get people who can just drive for all the money in the world. We
Mhm.
can't allow this, so we're going to have a cap, we're going to have a limit. I mean, I'll never need to worry about reaching that limit. I doubt, you know what I mean? So all that stuff will never even involve
Don't doubt
me
your
or even-
greatness, though.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that for a while.
Aye, see?
Don't doubt your greatness. That's a good one. Aye. Well, I mean, I chase excellence, but the thing is, it's I think it will still all. Do you know what the thing is? It all seems to go on and happen. It's all going. All this stuff's going to go on. They're going to make all these rules and all that, and it's not going to affect people like us, right? But see, the people like us, we are the fucking people that make the most fucking noise about it and think, "Oh,
Yep.
this isn't right." It's like, but it will never affect any of us because we'll never make enough money to get to that, you know. Because I'm
Mhm.
talking, it's like fucking, I don't know how much, hundreds of millions. Once you get over 100 million, but even 100 million is not a big deal. No, 100 million is not a big deal to people in the
What was
world.
the figure? What's the figure? I think, have I settled on 100 million? I'm trying to, is my,
For how much you want.
Aye, just like, if he's
Aye.
handing it out 100 million, you were kind of, we've spoken about this a couple of times, you were significantly less than that.
Oh, 3 million would do me.
Aye.
That's just
But
enough.
would you then look at my 100 million and go, how come he's getting 90
No,
fucking 7
no
more
at
than
all.
me?
No at all. Because see the way
Where's
I
that
live,
guy that divides it up? Bring him in, because
the whole.
want-
But see, that's an issue that we have with that stuff. But see the way I live, I'm like, he's got 100 million, fucking brilliant, good for him. I hope he fucking loves it. And I'll be like, I've only got 3 million, but I'm super happy with my 3 million,
Mhm.
and that would be fine. If more people lived like that, I'm not saying that people need to live like me, because that's not right. I'm just saying if more people maybe were just happy with what they had, would be fine. So you can be happy with your 100 million, I'll be happy with my 3 million, and then that's it. You know?
More money, more problems, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was watching have you heard of Mr. Beast?
No, I've never heard of Mr. Beast. Is that like the most popular guy on YouTube in the whole fucking world? I've never heard of him. You could fill me in on it. I have heard of fucking Mr. Beast.
Hey, you don't need to be
Would
a
you
smart
come?
cunt. I hadn't heard him. I heard him until a couple of weeks ago.
Granddad.
I hadn't heard him. I assumed you moved in similar YouTube circles to me, where we will float above the trending on point YouTubers that are super popular. No, so anyway, his big thing's giving money away, isn't it? And
Aye.
he told the story about he got his first brand deal on a YouTube video for $5,000. They've offered him $5,000 to do like an ad spot in one of his videos. And he said, if you make it $10,000, I'll go outside and I'll film me giving that $10,000 to a homeless person. And the brand were like, nah, we don't believe you'll do it. And he's like, no, honestly, I'll do it. So he apparently was on the phone for 3 hours to the brand, trying to convince them to give him the 10,000. So they gave him the 10,000 and he did the ad spot and then went and gave a homeless guy the 10,000. And that video did 94 million views.
Nice. How much did he would have made money off it though, but
He would have made a shit ton off the 94 million views.
Yeah.
So it's that whole thing, you give it all away. No, that's a big philanthropist thing, isn't it? If you give it away. So look at Bill Gates. He's supposedly giving away all his money, now, but he's still one of the richest cunts on the planet because he keeps making.
well, do you think that's bad? Do you think it's bad that he made all that money?
No, I'm saying it is a thing where rich folk give away their money and end up getting more back.
Uh-huh.
That's,
Is that a thing, or did they just tell you that?
That's the whole
That's-
reason.
I don't know.
That's the whole reason that loads of like Bill Gates has got a philanthropic venture so that he ends up having all this. He
Mm.
does it under the guise of charity, but really he's buying up different organisations and all
Aye.
that kind of stuff. Like
Fucking
loads of
buying
loads of
Loads
folk
of
are.
land in Africa, buying African kids and giving them vaccines to fucking kill them.
Oh, it's a trigger warning.
I think he is. I think it's known that he is doing that. I think it's
But-
known that
yeah.
he's doing
I
that.
thought it was India who was doing that in.
No, it's
all over
Africa.
the place.
Just
All
in
over the place.
Britain as well.
as well. Anyway, my point is, Mr. Beast, the YouTuber. Have you heard him? You've heard him, haven't you, Mr. Beast? I only
Yeah,
learned about him recently.
definitely, I've
Aye.
heard him, aye.
He gave away $10,000 on the first video that he was paid to have an ad on. So he gave the $10,000 fee away, and that video did 94 million views, and he's made way more money.
See,
Off
Mr.
that.
Mr. Beast back in the day, he used to make videos where he just read like the entire dictionary in one sitting.
Aye. He
So
did.
and he would 17 hours long.
Logan
did he not
Paul
count
said a
up
Logan
to-
Paul 1,000,000 times or something.
Yeah,
Did they
I
not
count
count
up to like,
150,000 or
something like that.
crazy stuff?
Oh.
I think it was
Yeah.
more than that.
So what I'm thinking when you're telling me that, Mark, he's just gave it away. Are you trying to maybe do a wee whip round and then we get some money together and give away money to a homeless person and hopefully we get a lot of views?
Aye, it'd be quite easy down here considering where the studio's located at the crossroads between Carlton and Bridgeton.
Aye.
Two of
Well,
the
see-
most deprived areas in Europe.
I was out with the boys we were in ages ago, 2021 way back then, and we were walking through by the People's Palace last year. By the People's Palace.
didn't come up?
And, no, you never had the place yet. We walked
Oh,
by the
right.
palace and walked by the fountain all the way up. And there's this guy I heard shouting, just a junkie, "You're bedwetter! You're fucking bedwetting bastard! I'll fucking do you, bedwetter!" He kept calling the guy a bedwetter. So we were walking, and I was the boys are like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Okay, he'll be fine." Then the guy went, "Sorry, big man, for the language and that with the wains and that, but he's just a fucking bedwetter." I was like, "Whatever, man." So aye, that's the kind of people you see down there, you know.
Aye, it's quite character filled. Definitely
Well,
character
maybe we
filled.
could do that then. Maybe we could get. I mean,
Aye.
10 grand's quite a stretch.
Aye, but I'm sure if we get a few of the guys over at patreon.com/SMRE to bring more Patreon subscribers over, and then we'll
But it's
just
quite,
commit to giving that money away every month.
It's quite funny if you give like 100 quid to a homeless person, nobody
Mhm.
give a fuck. You need to go into thousands.
Aye.
Like,
So
see if I'd
there's
done a
another-
video-
There's another video, Neil. Should we look at it? And it's a great
for it.
example of how to do it. So it's back in the
Go for
shorts
it.
cam.
I think we should just start giving them straight up meth instead.
Right.
As of
Aye,
right
drugs,
now,
aye.
you and your family are homeless.
Yes.
We were in a shelter until Wednesday.
Been really tough.
Yeah. What's something I could do to put a smile on your guys' faces today?
A roof for the kids, something for the kids to sleep in.
So I'm gonna pay for your guys' the hotel. I'll pay for 5 nights.
Thank you.
Right,
That would be
nice.
amazing. That would like get us to his first paycheck.
Pizza time! You guys, pizza! Oh.
Where's the meth, motherfucker? You promised us meth!
We can't thank you enough.
We can't thank you enough for the pizza, but you promised us motherfucking meth!
He turns up for the pizza with the pizza and the fucking wife. They fucking took the curtains down, the beds. They're fucking selling them for meth. You know what I mean? They're dragging them down the stair. He's left with this mattress. Mate. It's a fucking
she's
big quality
turning
mattress.
tricks in the hotel room, and the kids and the husband are still out in the street. She's got her Johns up. You know what I mean?
I get that, man. That's
$70
fucking,
a shot.
I mean, that I don't believe that's a real thing. I don't believe.
No, I
that
don't believe
these,
that. Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
I
But we
can-
could.
I'm-
Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that round here?
Listen to this comment. Respect for the wife. ... A man's loyalty is tested when they have everything. A woman's loyalty is tested when they have nothing.
Interesting.
totally right. He's totally
Prying
right.
into the relationship of this couple, man.
But women have.
Fucking hell.
I mean, by the looks of her, she's not in a position to choose. She's not in a position to
No,
go and choose a
no, no.
fucking.
That's quite harsh, Neil. That's normally that's something I would have said, but
Yeah, well, I
no.
mean, come on.
Aye.
She's an actress. It's fake as fuck, you know.
true.
So
So
no, that's on you go.
I was just going to say we're going to try out a new wee segment tonight.
Uh-huh.
Should we find out what's trending on Twitter?
Oh, what's trending on Twitter?
What's trending on Twitter? Now, the reason I think it's quite handy to find out what's trending on Twitter is it's the only way you find out what's truly going on in the world. So, if Cam's able to load that up, let's see what's trending on Twitter. Prince Andrew's trending on Twitter tonight, Neil.
Okay, what's happening with him? Is he
Um,
doing some paedophilic activity?
Prince Andrew will face civil trial after a US federal judge denies motion to dismiss the lawsuit.
Oh,
Yeah, which
let's
alleges he
get a bit of
sexually
news
assaulted
going. Let's get a bit
Virginia.
of fucking load of shit, man. A bit of news going for somebody to start arguing. Let's start arguing about Prince Andrew because people are dying for the vaccine. Let's fucking do that. Let's fucking a wee bit of distraction, man. You know what I mean? It's a load of shit. As if he gives a fuck. As if he's going to go over to fucking Britain own America, man. I think if you're a conspiracy guy and you go right back, you'll think that it was just a deal that they done and the Queen is still fucking the head over there. But I might be talking out of school, but I think if you want to search your conspiracy stuff, you can search it. And
That conspiracy's outdated at this point. I think it's Israel that owns America at this
Israel.
point, to be
The o-
honest.
the
That's
thing
a
is,
that is a
they're
trigger
never-
warning.
they're never going to bother with the fucking. Nothing's going to happen to the guy. Nothing ever happens to these people. Fuck all happens. It's a bit of news. They get a bit of thing. They sell some merch, and then they just go off into the fucking the wilderness. you
So-
know? I
What,
don't-
what merch would what kind of merch would Prince Andrew sell? Would he sell
deodorant.
I would. Aye, maybe. Aye.
Fleshlight, and it's
Oh,
fucking.
God.
It's underage vaginas that are on the
Fucking
fleshlight.
hell.
That's what he does. That's what he does. That's his pastime. That's his pastime.
Or it could be just tokens to Pizza Express in Guildford or whatever it was.
Antiperspirant deodorant.
That's what I think. Another guy that's according to Twitter trending is who's in a bit of trouble is hashtag Boris Johnson. Hashtag Boris Johnson. He has apologised for attending a gathering in the Downing Street Garden in May 2020, and apparently Douglas Ross, who's the head of the Scottish Conservative Party, has said that Johnson must resign. His position is untenable. This is another fucking big distraction. It's a fucking
is.
another big
That's
distraction.
all it is.
Right, and folk are complaining about that. They had a fucking garden party when we were locked down. Don't get annoyed about that. Get annoyed about being locked down. You fucking
Exactly.
clueless cunt. You fucking clueless cunt. Oh, they brought the lockdown. Aye, no, they introduced the lockdown. The only reason you're annoyed is because they introduced fucking laws that took away your freedoms, and then they went, we can do whatever the fuck we want, and you're getting annoyed about them doing whatever the fuck they want, and not getting annoyed about the laws that they introduced in the first fucking place.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. It's a distraction thing. They bring it up at 2020. Is that when 2020?
That's when it happened, May 2020.
You know what I mean? A lot of time's passed since 2020. Maybe we fucking can move on.
Mhm.
You can only learn from the past. You know what I mean? See,
How
the thing
about you
which-
don't
see-
lock folk down?
Well, I would just like Boris to come out and be like, "Yeah, listen, right? You learn from the past, right? I'm still the prime minister. I'm just kidding. You're on. I'm a prime minister. There's people pulling the strings, whatever, right? But it's like, go and fuck off. Go and fuck yourself. You try to tell me you all never had people round at a wee party during the lockdown. Fuck off. Everybody
Yep.
did. Everybody did, but then it was all right. It's like, well, we just went outside. We just shit in a bucket outside. We never bought.
I
You know,
remember
fuck
that.
off.
Do you remember
Everybody,
that folk were getting
I
told to
fucking
have
remember.
buckets in their
People
gardens?
done it. People done
Fuck
it, man.
off, man.
People done it. People fucking took shit, done a shite in the bucket and that, and they got people done all that shit.
Fuck's
People
sake.
were that fucked up in the head. They done it.
What else we got in trending on Twitter? This is what we're learning what's happening in the world.
So there's those two. They're probably the most controversial things, and it just goes into obviously Douglas Ross there.
Aye, but what was this sunset about today? Did you see that?
Sunset timelines are filled.
Aye,
filled with
I was like,
pictures
what
and
the fuck?
videos of today's incredible sunset.
Click through. I want to see some photographs because it was weird. Like
It was
the whole
pink.
the whole sky round where I live, because I'd gone home. So I had to go and get my beard trimmed.
That's in Fife.
But the sky was a weird colour because it was so cloudy. So that's what's been going on. It's been a strong sunset, but we've had
Okay,
cloud.
so I've got one observation about this.
Uh-huh.
It's 2021, and people are still getting fascinated. 2022, sorry, and people are still getting fascinated with a fucking sunset. It happens every fucking day. Every fucking day a sunset happens. Every day. Why the fuck is that? And why is that a thing? Every fucking day. Oh, but look at the colours. Yeah, every fucking day. Right? Sometimes it's more dramatic due to like pollution or whatever the fuck it is, but every day the sun fucking sets. Like, why do we, I don't know. Why are we getting surprised about this? You know what I mean?
That sort of stuff is what social networks were invented for, was for folk to post photographs of the sunset.
You never hear anyone like giving praise to the sunrise, do you? It's always the sunset.
Because it happens in China. Because it's racism.
I thought it was Japan.
China.
Is it
Everything
China?
just- The sun doesn't set. Chinese people don't see the sun setting. It rises there, fucks off, comes over here, and then sets. They've never seen a sunset.
What?
Nah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Flat Earth,
That's
mate.
why.
Flat Earth.
No, I'm kidding on. I don't know. I think the sun. I don't even know where the sun rises. See how people know where the sun rises, where the sun sets. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that. It doesn't. I don't know where it rises and sets. Who knows? The thing I know is
Quick answers in the comments for Neil, guys.
It's the animal song. That's how I know it.
The House of the Rising Sun.
The House of the Rising Sun.
What's that got to do with China?
Because it rises over there. The sun rises in the east and it sets. in the
China
west.
isn't the most easterly point on the planet. Surely. There's nothing further east of China.
Well, the planet's round, so if you just. Or some
So
people think
everything's
it's
east of China
Some
then.
people think it's round.
See, what you're saying would make sense if it wasn't around, if it was flat and the most easterly edge was China. It just went along like that. China, boop.
Mhm.
So you're tacitly admitting Earth's flat.
No, the thing, the Earth, the sunset thing's just weird. No, the Chinese people see a sunset as well, right? A sunset
And
and
to see
a
a
sunrise.
sunrise. Aye.
Aye, they see everything, man. You know.
I know. I've
They've
because
got
I've
their
got a
one-
photograph of both when I was in China. Not to make a thing. Not to make a thing, but
Well, when I was in China, the sun did set.
and I seen it, and I took a picture and put it on Twitter. Mate, look at this lovely sunset.
No, it's weird the stuff that people get
Excited
into. You know
about.
what? There's
That's a primeval thing, isn't it? Like, oh, the sunrise and the sunset. I think
the sun is a powerful thing.
I think the sunrise would have been more an event for the ancients than the sunset. The sunrise coming back again, the sun coming back, the resurrection of life.
That's it. That's it. The sun is a big deal, man, especially in Scotland. Like, see, this time of year,
Mhm.
no wonder there's the majority of Scottish people are alcoholics because
Or
it's
depressed.
it's
or
the
depressed
weather,
alcoholics.
the weather, the grey sky. You can't
Aye.
even see the sky.
It's been
You can't
relentless,
see
isn't
the
it?
sun. It's horrible, and it's cold and hot. Fuck it, it's just.
Is your
my-
heating fixed?
No, as fuck. I thought I had it there the night because I had to wait for the part. Got the part, still never worked. Got another control box thing, which I thought that might be it because I was listening for the noise. Because I've had this boiler apart maybe 4, 5, 6 times, a lot of
Right.
times, you know. So I was listening
It's an
for the
expensive
noise.
thing to replace, isn't it?
Aye, I mean, I think what? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know, man. 3, 4, 5 grand, something like that. But shout out Notorious Plumbing Glasgow. He's going to come and do it for me when he gets a minute. But it's like.
Yes.
So I had to So I changed the parts, and that part worked. It was clicking. I was like, oh, there, it's going to fire, and then it fired up, and I was like, oh, you're a fucking beauty. We're shaking the boys' hands and all that. The two boys were out. I was like,
Aye.
look, we've done it. We've done it. We've fucking done it. And anyway, it cut out just after that. So I think I've done the troubleshooting, and I think it's water in the oil. I think I have a
Right.
problem with condensation getting into the oil tank,
Right.
and then it's coming through, and it's so.
Because
I'll
water
deal
and
with
oil
that.
don't mix.
They don't mix, as you will see from the numerous things that BP and all that have dropped in
Yes.
when they
Yes.
killed the birds and all that.
Aye.
So that's that. So no, it's just the weather is horrible. That it's just cold. It's damp. The sun's an important thing, man. The sun's a powerful thing, you know.
Very much so. Any comments coming in the live chat? So just a reminder for listeners, we stream the recording of Social Media Ruins Everything live on the internet every Wednesday from 7 p.m. on YouTube, Twitch and Facebook.
I'll go through a couple of these.
Please do.
RC comes in most weeks, and he usually comments one thing, and it's usually just
Fit like lads.
fit like lads.
But like lads, get that bale of hay in the back of the ambulance, lad.
What was that you were talking about last week, Neil? Ewes.
Yows.
That's sheep, isn't it? Ewes. Is
Yows.
that-
A yow and a tup, aye.
Right. Like, so what
A
is that?
yow,
A sheep?
a yow's a ewe, and
Right.
the tup's a sheep. A ew's a sheep, and
Brilliant.
a tup's a sheep. I don't know what's
Love it.
what. I don't know what's the male or female, but yows and tup. I just like the farmer chat. I think
Aye,
it's
it's
fucking
good.
hilarious.
It's quite good. Right, sorry, Cam.
No worries. Scott comes in saying homeless people in the metaverse would be amazing.
How would you manage that? I look at the fucking homeless folk. Aye, there's no that. They're out there begging, but they've still got the fucking £300 Oculus headset. Try to escape their reality.
That's funny.
Howlin finally admits that he's a bitch and he's offended by everything.
Yes.
So
Well, we fucking
it's-
knew that. We knew that.
That's because you get triggered by you suggesting that he would do somebody's driveway for them. Is it you that done that, Neil?
I never know. It was somebody way funnier than me that done that. It was a great joke, man.
Because he's
I don't know
Irish.
who it was. Aye.
Scott comes in again saying, Mark, you should get one of those things that displays heart rate on the screen.
Because Limmy's get that,
Yeah.
innit?
So
What that? Oh, my heart rate's fucking steady as fuck. I mean, it's on my phone. I can tell you the now if you want. Just find another comment,
Yeah.
Cam, and I'll
um,
look this up.
William N01 comes in saying, whatever happened to the white dog shite you used to see in Glasgow? Not seen one for years.
No, it's no a thing.
True.
It's no
Aye,
even-
that's
you
a
don't even
thing,
get-
another
aye.
thing now. It must be the
Dogs are bad.
sodium or something.
That's what Rob says.
Dogs are.
They used to use a lot of
fucking-
ash in the dog food.
Yeah. 62
Well, that's
beats
what I
per
was-
minute.
That's what I was going to say. That people are looking after the dogs better now. You know, feeding them better, really looking after it. You
Aye, I
know,
mean, I
and
remember when
spending-
I was wee, there'd be just be dogs just wandering about the streets. And there'd be dog
You
shit
never see that
everywhere.
Yeah, you never see that now.
No.
You never
But
see that.
I remember a dog following me to school one morning. I think it was a pedo's dog. I don't know. I think maybe,
Well, I was gonna
maybe the
say-
dog was scouting,
Well, a lot of these
scouting
things,
ahead and all that. And the
mean,
dog's like
see
that.
this-
Here, wee man, do you want some football stickers? Wee
There's
man,
a
come on,
lot
see
of
the
these,
football stickers up the flat. I want to
The
finish my
thing-
story about the dog.
Oh, God, sorry,
It followed me to school, but I was getting scared. But I was only like 6 or something, so I took my packet of crisps out for my play. Well, we call them in Scotland, you call it your play piece, and I'm trying to give the dog crisps, hoping that would make the dog go away. But being a clueless wee cunt, of course, the dog isn't going to go. The dog's going to want to follow me even more. So I ended up literally just tipping the bag of crisps out on the pavement to try and get the dog to stop following me. So that was terrifying, Neil.
It's not bad. Well, I mean, when you say
Terrifying.
terrifying, this is what I'm thinking of that. Like, there's a lot of stuff when you're a young child. Have you ever seen The Life of Pi?
Yeah.
How the tiger was
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the boat and stuff, but then it turned out it wasn't really the tiger that was on the boat. It was a man who raped his mum and done
Yeah.
nefarious things to him. So I'm just thinking maybe it wasn't a dog that scared you. Maybe you
Exactly.
were raped when you were on your way to school. And you're
Could have
just
been.
saying it was a dog. It was just
Aye.
a hairy guy.
Yep.
A hairy guy that you've poured out crisps on in the middle of the street, crawling on all fours, man.
No.
The things you see.
Thanks, guys.
Green Grape says he's just tuned in and he's wondering if you've got a good deal on Charlie. Animated to say the least. I think because you're upbeat.
Really?
I am maybe a wee bit more hyper than I've been the last couple of weeks, but if you guys want to cast your minds back to 3 weeks ago, we'd just get the acoustic panels up, and it was my good friend Gus. A couple of tools had helped get all of them mounted up, and of course he had COVID. He found out like 2 days later his PCR test came back. So that night, or the following day, sorry, the Wednesday, we recorded the show. You weren't here, Cam. You'd fucked off. Oban. I wasn't feeling well. I was feeling a bit shit. And then the week after that, I was feeling a bit shit again. And then I had a heart attack, but still came back to do the show like 2 days later. Because
Well, no, only just a heart attack. You had COVID,
COVID
which
as
I
well.
would say is probably worse than a heart attack.
Aye. No, that I mean, it's not. I think years gone by, you would say, well, hold on, how can an airborne respiratory virus that is endemic be worse than a heart attack? That's ludicrous. But according to modern medical science, that's actually now true.
What does endemic mean?
It means it's not as widespread or I don't know, infectious or something like that. I don't know.
Does not just mean it's
Right,
worked its way through the
It's
majority
worked
of
its
the
way
population.
through. Aye, that makes sense. That makes
Everybody
sense.
says that you're going to get it, but I know millions of people that have not had it, and they say no.
Yeah, but not everybody will get it. That doesn't mean that. Like I've had it, but I didn't have symptoms. The only reason I believe that the only reason that it's on my medical record that I had it is because they did a test that came back positive. But there's no symptoms to go along with that.
Well, you've got it. You've got it.
Unless
trust the
having a
science,
heart
mate.
attack is a symptom. Could be.
Trust the science, mate. The tests are there. They've spent a
Not
lot of
just
money on these
trust the
tests.
science, believe and trust the science.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think it's.
Have
I
a
think
wank
you're-
to the science.
I think you're lucky.
Just on
I think
Sundays.
you're lucky. You're lucky that you never got it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because that COVID's bad.
Aye. Oh, it's definitely the worst thing on. I mean, listen. In the last year, I know a couple of folk that have died from inoperable cancer due to their cancer not being diagnosed in a timely fashion. Still not as bad as COVID.
Well, can he spread cancer, or can you, mate?
You can't spread it, and you can't
think
catch it.
about that. Maybe think about that, mate. You
I know,
can't
I
spread
know.
cancer.
Oh, you wanted your cancer fucking test and your cancer screenings. Oh, we were trying to stop a respiratory virus that killed folk that had 4 comorbidities and were aged on average 82.
Dom comes in with something interesting saying, or could they not be arsed sorting your heart attack? Just say you tested positive.
Hold on, keep that up so I can under. There's Derek on the.
Nah, that's it. That's
Right, put that
What's
back up
that?
again, sorry. Or could they not be arsed sorting your heart attack to just say,
right, so basically, they couldn't be arsed test like actually dealing with your heart attacks. They just went, you've got COVID now. Fuck off to the ward.
yeah, that could be, but
Probably 2 weeks.
we've actually forgotten how to practice medical
it's like
science
me, I do-
because
I
for
do that
2
with
years
jobs.
we've done nothing but
I do that
PCR
with jobs
tests.
as well. I'll
Aye,
just
how-
say to people, nah, the oak never
I can't
came
do
in
that
or
because I've
and
got
it was-
COVID.
No, the oak wasn't right or that. It's had to get new stuff, which I've had to get new stuff, so it gives you a couple of weeks.
And
That's
do
what
you
the doctors are
charge
doing.
them
For what?
for the extra oak?
No. What if oak? Oh no, no, I just give people a price and that's it.
Right.
I just deal with it. No, I'm just saying that's what you can do. That's
Aye,
all
aye,
they're doing.
alright,
It's just like
aye.
just bumping you off for a few weeks. You know, it's like
Aye.
if you would go and do somebody's windows. You know what I mean? And you would
But-
be like, you'd be cleaning the windows, and you'd be like, listen, I've hurt my ankle. I can't get up a ladder, so I'm not going to be here for a couple of weeks just to rest on it.
Why
and that.
would
And they'll be like,
why
"Aye,
would I
alright."
be cleaning windows?
Well, when you used to clean windows, same sort of thing.
20 odd year ago.
I think you'll find you've actually mentioned on this podcast that you fucking done windows. And what, I'll tell you this. On your Wikipedia, I didn't find window cleaner on it.
Remember you looking at my my Wikipedia, you big
If you
dirty
if you've been
pervert?
on if you've not been on the chat,
No.
well, because
On Telegram.
because I was looking at your website and then it says like Mark was the first Scottish podcaster. So I was like, I'm going to test his claim. So I googled it,
Uh-huh.
and then
Fact checked it.
Fact check.
yeah,
I'm
I
getting fact checked by Neil.
I
Fucking
fact checked
dick.
it, and then your thing may come up. So I posted the thing on. Have a wee look at it. It's pretty funny. The guys were pretty funny at it. Oh, Scott never knew. That's funny. Pretty
On
funny.
on the group chat.
On the Telegram. No, that far.
So Gordon Mason says on the so basically just to explain, I'm on the Telegram private group chat for SMRE Patreon subscribers. So
go
Gordon
up
Mason
to,
says, I just
go
can
up
read it.
to
It has one about
after-
the window cleaner.
I don't even see
Um,
that one.
Turns out my window cleaner is a Hovis biscuit.
Oh, yeah. It's further down than that. If you go down, you see like the Boris Johnson admits attending the May 22.
Right, all right, I
lockdown.
see
It's
that.
after
Right.
After that.
Okay. The Tartan podcast was the first music-based podcast from Scotland. Right, what should I show with that?
No, it's I don't have any issue. I don't have any issue with any. I've told you before, live and let live. But it's just
Live and let live. I didn't start the Wikipedia. I know somebody fucking obviously felt I was notable enough at some point in time to start. No, you,
I thought it was you.
you can't start your own wiki. I'm not going to fucking start my own Wikipedia.
Well,
Fucking
it's funny,
hell.
'cause I was like, yeah, he's made that himself. He's a fucking. I thought he was a bit of a psycho, but he's a total fucking psycho now. I was like, he's made his own
Cheers.
fucking Wikipedia.
Jesus, no, I don't. It was a fact. It'll probably tell you on. You probably about to go on to the Wikipedia and there'll be something that will show you who started it and when. But it wasn't me.
Oh, aye. That's
I know.
funny,
I know it was Ed, and so I know somebody that edited it.
Oh,
Um,
the guys put something on the day
Oh, fuck off.
about it. About your struggle with COVID and the hearts thing.
Rob Simpson says that I set it up myself. I did not set it up myself.
Where's Rob Simpson?
He said that in
No,
the
that's
group
no,
chat.
that's no Rob Simpson.
Rob Simpson in the group chat says,
Oh, Rob
hang on,
Simpson,
he's
I'm
got a
thinking-
Wikipedia page. He's
I'm thinking
definitely
of-
set it
I'm
up
thinking of-
himself.
I'm thinking of a different guy.
Howland
Thinking
said he defo started to see how high his. Oh my god! See how high his. Fuck off!
What's going on with your voice?
See how high his voice went. See how high my fucking voice went, man.
Right. Howling in the group chat as well. Deceased last week of mild heartburn, but mostly COVID. What is this? I've seen this. Try to say I had heartburn last week. Fucking dicks, man.
Anyway, I was just thinking, I'd like, how'd you, I mean, I wouldn't like a Wikipedia, but I was just like, I thought you started, I was thinking he started his Wikipedia himself. I mean, the jury's still out. We'll wait and see.
Right, I see the Wikipedia. Wikipedia has been updated, right? It says in 2021, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Mark declared his love for all things trains. He started a podcast with fellow influencer Neil McKinley right in the heart of Glasgow, inviting everything train-related into the studio, including live updates from the passing locomotives. Not happy with just that he even included the sound from them for his beloved followers.
Pretty funny.
A train went past while you were reading that as well. Actually,
funny.
funnily enough, how the universe works its ways.
Yes, I'm getting some abuse in the group chat. I didn't notice that. Right, I'm going to need to check whether that's actually still on Wikipedia.
Don't know if your mic's working there, Neil.
Ah, is it working now?
Yeah,
Aye.
I can hear you.
Sorry,
now.
I put the mute thing on so that I can eat.
Have we eaten?
Pineapple.
No.
What the fuck was I saying about Wikipedia there? Ah, fuck, I forgot, man.
That's been deleted. That edit's been deleted from it.
Who deletes it? Somebody added me as a notable person of Loch Goylehead on.
Really?
A few years ago. Aye, it was really funny, man. It was hilarious, and then it stayed on for a bit, but then it got deleted. So no, that's what I'm telling you about your they were asking where you were and all that, and I says, well, because he got 14 views on Twitch, he thinks he's keeping his texts to like Patreon only special kind of thing because like you're famous now.
Well, I mean, you say you as in me.
Oh, yes.
You were actually still you were on the podcast as well, so you get 14 views also on Twitch. How many folk are watching now? Cam will tell you on the stream deck.
We've got 9 watching just now.
Nine watching just now. So it's
Fucking
this
hell,
whole
it's going down
thing.
every week. It's going down
Aye,
every
but it's when you get closer to 8 o'clock, the number goes up.
week. Oh, is that right?
So it goes back to what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. Do we start the live at 8 o'clock?
All right.
I don't know. It's quite late.
Apparently,
8
I think there is actually Champions League football on. Someone said earlier they were going to go watch the Chelsea Tottenham,
Tottenham.
or maybe that. I think that's just
That's just Premiership.
aye,
Aye,
Premier League.
Premier. Aye.
Because our fuck Tottenham in the Champions League.
Aye, no, they're not in the Champions
Europa
League.
Conference League, man.
Aye, exactly. Yes. Jump back to the. Can you jump back to the spreadsheet of wonderful content, please, producer Cam?
You want, so do you want me to read some
Jim
stuff?
Davidson,
Jim Davidson.
That
Neil's
was quite a
favourite
funny-
comedian.
Oh, I never had a link though. I never
Aye,
had
there's a link there.
Oh, is
Aye.
it? Did we find it? Aye. Oh, maybe I found it. Or you found it?
Whereabouts is that?
So look at the list. It's the one that's the link is in the wrong column.
Oh,
Metro.
Metro, yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny. That's no the Jim Davidson
that
one.
this
This is another one.
Jump into spreadsheet.
Let's see. So you've got trending Twitter.
The one you've just passed. That one.
That's
So the one you've clicked.
That's the one open.
All
yeah.
right. Okay.
Maybe don't have a
Yeah.
link for it after all.
All right. Okay. So what was the deal anyway, Neil, with Jim Davidson? What's he done now?
Is it Evesham or Eversham? Evesham
Oh, Eversham.
Council. Yeah, they were
Eversham.
having a debate. They were having a debate to see if Jim Davidson could play a show because they were working out if he would offend people or not. So that's like councillors, local councillors,
Yep. Yep.
who are deciding what people like to laugh at and what would offend people. Where
Would you
really
like
it's
to-
get
Would
on
you
you
like
go.
to be one of those councillors? Because you're not
Um,
paid, but you've got that kind of power.
Listen, if I was in charge 100% myself, yes. If I had to do it with other people, nah. You need to have one person. You need to have one person that hands the final blow, right? One
Mhm.
person, and then you need to go. They've got a few people under them, and a
Yep.
few people under them, a few people, and then that's how it works, right? One person deals the. It all comes down to your decision, but you can take on info from wherever you want. See the people
Mhm.
underneath you in that.
Mhm.
So I would do it if it was just myself, but if I had to deal with another, nah, fuck that.
But you just said like getting information from the people under you. Like, how would you incentivize them to actually grass folk up to you?
Oh, no, I wouldn't be doing like the thing is if I was in charge, I'd be like, "Aye, what you want to do? Oh, Jim Davidson's going on." I say, "All right, that's cool," and that would be it. Done.
Right, decision made.
That would be it. Aye. And I wouldn't. I would. That would be it. I wouldn't even explain to people. I wouldn't even say put it in the local paper. Like, by the way, Jim Davidson's going to be here. He's maybe no for everybody. I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like,
mhm.
Jim Davidson's here. Do what you want. Go and see him. Don't go and see him. We don't give a fuck, right? And that would be it. So
A
I'd be
dead
fair, that
interesting
would be
marketing
fair.
campaign. For
I
imagine
mean, I
just
wouldn't
the-
be. I would. No, his marketing team will do all that. I'm
Oh,
talking
right,
to the
because I
councillor
thought like
point
you'd
of
be in
view.
charge of marketing for like,
No,
everything
no,
as
no,
well.
no. I'm just a councillor. I'm a councillor. I'm just a
Right,
councillor.
okay. Just a councillor. I mean,
Just a
the
local
way
councillor.
you're making it sound, it's the most important job in the land.
No, but the people think it's the most important job, and then they
Mhm.
get the like knickers in a twist and go all worked up and work their way up the ladder till you
Yep.
get to like a Boris Johnson, Nicola Sturgeon, and all that, and it's like your job isn't important. You don't have an important job. You're basically a fucking an actor going on and taking all information from people that are running the show, mainly massive corporations that are giving you all the money to fuck, and
Yep.
then you go on and you tell the rest of the country what they want you to say.
What they
Basically,
want
that's
you to
it.
say exactly.
Aye,
Aye,
so
aye.
it's not like a big job. It's not an important job. It's a bullshit job. You're just a fucking messenger. You're like a news presenter. You know, you're like a
Yep.
podcaster. You know what I mean? We could fucking do that on
Well,
here.
podcasting's quite important.
We
'cause
could
if you
do that
go-
on here though.
If you
We could
Google
take-
Mark Hunter podcaster, there is actually a Wikipedia entry. So that shows
It
you how
would seem
important it must be.
because I was reading the website and then I thought I'm
What
going to
website?
see if the Glasgow podcast studio one.
All right,
and,
okay.
then I was reading it and I says, I wonder if he is the first is there anybody challenging him or that? And then I went on to see,
I can
and
tell
it
you
was
who.
it was your Wikipedia, and I was like, oh fucking hell, he's got a Wikipedia. That's
Right, and
that's
for
it.
the record, I did not set it up.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
and
it's the
it will
jury's still
tell you
out on that.
somewhere. It will
jury's
tell you
out on
somewhere who set it up. It wasn't me. The name Paul Pinfield rings a bell, and I don't know
Right.
why. It just there's something to do with him, and when we had the podcast magazine back in the day.
Mhm.
Aye, I can't remember, but it's a
What sort of
long,
viewers-
long fucking time ago.
What sort of
2006,
viewers were you
2007.
getting then? What sort of
Hmm?
viewers were you getting? What sort of no viewers, listeners would you get then? You done a lot of episodes though.
Aye, and the
What was
music
110?
podcast. Aye, the music podcast. I can't mind it. It was always in the thousands. So from
Aye.
the low thousands to over 10,000 an episode.
Aye, that's fucking
aye.
brilliant.
Aye, well,
That's loads
considering
of
that
people.
podcasts weren't what they are now, like super accessible back then, it was a lot harder to subscribe to a podcast, and not everybody knew or understood. And you didn't have smartphones where you could just stream podcasts. You had to download them onto an MP3 player. Aye.
What Jake, if you kept going with that one, you would have had a Spotify deal by now.
Aye. Maybe not a
Yeah.
Spotify deal. I would have been.
You might have had a Spotify deal. Might have had an iTunes deal, because it was music.
I think there would have been. There was. I wish I could remember the details, but I just shied away from it all, Neil. Man, I just wasn't into it. But there was some chat
So what
about
do you-
a
what do
radio
you mean?
show.
Radio show, right? What do
Aye.
you mean you shied away from it? What do you mean
Because
about
I
that?
didn't want to be. Like, I didn't like the spotlight. I didn't like the limelight. So
Really?
aye, I didn't. Aye.
What changed? What changed? What changed?
I don't know what you mean.
No, I'm kidding on. So you just never liked it, so you just say,
No.
"Zach, it's no for me." So would you say you never liked the spotlight? Would you say that going about your business and doing what you've done from then till now, do you think you ended up getting to a mental space where you thought, I'm kind of ready to do a podcast, and I want to be, I maybe want to be more
Myself.
into more into a community type thing than what I
Mhm.
would have been back in the day.
Aye, that's what we've done. That's what we've
Aye.
we've
So
done
what
last
would you,
26 episodes ago. So it took me
what would
16 years to get there.
Aye, that's what I'm thinking. What do you think changed? You just had to grow as a person
Don't
for
give
the
a fuck
16
now.
years or what?
Don't give a
You
fuck.
don't
Aye,
give a fuck?
I don't give a fuck.
Aye.
And I'm who I am, and I've got my opinions are my opinions, and you don't need to like it. But then the feedback we got from the early episodes was from folks saying it was just this is just like how me and my mates talk. So there's that kind of authenticity, and you know, I didn't want to be. We've spoken about it before on YouTube and that. I didn't want to be the bullshit YouTuber.
Aye.
What's
That
up,
was a good
guys? Welcome
episode.
back to the
That
channel.
that was a funny episode with the one where you looked at your old videos and that. That
Mm.
was funny, man. I enjoyed that. But it was really funny actually.
They
it's
weren't
funny,
that
but that's-
old. They weren't that. Some of them weren't that old. The
No,
videos, you know what I
some of them
mean?
were
So that summer for
Aye.
June, we did that episode in August. But that's the thing with the way my brain works. When I've made my mind up, that's it. My mind's made up, you know, and I can quite easily switch how I approach things.
Aye. Well, that's it. It's but it's that age as well, you know. Like that's what I'm telling you about age and that. I think like if you're clued up and you've been on like a wee path of no discovery, but just keeping aware to like life and kind of and everything that's going about. You get to that age, like, you know, 45, 50, 55. I think that's an age where you can make. I'm not even at that age yet, but the way I see it in my head, I sometimes think that's an age where you can make a decision. You know what I mean? Or you want to just give up and just live your life, just wait till you die, or you want to actually still and be involved in life experiences and that. You know, I think it's a really important. I even feel like 40 onwards is an important age for people to decide. You know.
This is my birthday eve, so I'm 50 tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday for
And
tomorrow.
Last week, I think it was. What day is this? Wednesday? It may have been Monday. It was. I stopped what I was doing and just thought I'll go for a wee walk round part of Glasgow Green just to get a wee bit of kind of gentle exercise in. But it was weird. I went into a whole, like, I'm walking at this pace and I'm aware of my heart because I had a second heart attack like a few days ago, and I'm going to be 50 on Thursday. Man, that was it was a difficult thing to process, because it's like, obviously you face your mortality and all that kind of stuff, right? And if you've not faced your mortality yet, it's actually quite a good experience, because it does wake you up to the fact that you know, your life's a tiny wee thing, and if you're not living it, you know what I mean? I don't know, and I don't really know what my point is, but I think it just to tie back to what you're saying. You get to a certain age and it's like, right, am I doing this or am I not doing it? You know, so am I going to have a podcast studio or am I not? Am I going to do this podcast and put this content and put myself out there, and go out of my comfort zone? And we talked about that right back at the start, going out of your comfort zone and all the rest of it. I'm going to do it.
Well, I think that's it. I think it's
because
like,
I don't know how much longer I've got left, and you don't know how much longer you and Cam. Do you know what I mean? That's the reality of life.
Nobody knows how long they're. Like I was saying about the reels on Instagram earlier, I'm flicking through this morning, no really want to start work or anything, and I was flicking through, and I don't know how I came across it, and it was like a woman who'd lost her husband, and he had fucking a couple of wee kids, you know what I mean, and she's like made a wee montage video.
Right.
Like me and Cam would have to do if you died of a heart attack, you know. So she's made this montage saying I never got to say goodbye and that, and I'm like, fucking hell. So then I go onto her page and I look, and it's like she's kind of distraught. It was like 2 weeks since her husband died, you know.
I thought she was already hooring it out with OnlyFans and all that.
Nah, man, but OnlyFans is an interesting point. If we think there's a lot of OnlyFans leaking going on, we can come back to it. But what it was, it was just, I was like, fucking hell, you don't know, man. You don't know how long you've got. And I'm always aware of that. If a situation this might happen or somebody around me might die, and just be prepared for it, you know. But
it's an interesting thing, though. So just to jump in, though, what she said, that she never got to say goodbye. Why would that matter?
I think it's just maybe it comes across better to our followers on Instagram.
I think it must be, because that's fucking bullshit. I never got to say goodbye. Did you get to say I love you? Did you get to just be a nice person to the guy that's now dead?
Maybe he was in hospital and she couldn't get in because of the COVID stuff.
COVID's more important.
That could be possible as
Never
well.
Got to say goodbye because he was put in a COVID ward.
And they thought he had a heart attack, but it was just COVID.
Just COVID.
Well,
and then he did have a heart attack, but there was a do not resuscitate on him. So she never got to say goodbye because they just stood and watched him convulse until his heart exploded in his chest.
But if like going back to it, right, so you need to be prepared for that. Like I was, see, anytime I go a walk with the dogs, like I'm prepared to jump in the water, like think that on this walk, I'm going to need to jump in the water and save one of them, like the river that I walk by, right? And every day I'm out, I'm just, so if I'm out walking with
the kids are
else,
with you when you've got that thought.
Who?
The dogs. Kids, the dogs. You'd be prepared to jump into a river to save them.
Yeah, the dogs, aye.
Aye, would you?
Fucking right.
Because they're expensive.
No, not the dogs, man. I would jump. I'd be right in, and you need to save the dog. The dogs can't swim. The dogs can't swim.
Oh, your dogs can't swim. Sorry.
Oh no, they can't swim. So
right.
It's like, so see when I'm out a walk with the dogs, and if somebody else is with me, they'll be like that. If they run towards the river, they'll be like that. Oh, and they'll panic, go try and get them, and I'll
but
be
you're like that. Don't worry about it. You open up
I'm
your jacket. You've got a life vest and a wetsuit on underneath because you leave the house prepared.
I'm like, I know the bits. If they're going to fall in, that's probably it. So I'm prepared that I'll be able to get.
Have you had to go in after them?
No, I never. Just once I had to grab the bigger one when he was a wee bit younger because he chased a duck and he thought it was just a bit of a kind of swampy land, but it was actually a pond and he went right under in that.
Did they panic?
No, kind of panic.
It's a wee shame, isn't it, man?
I mean,
is there nothing you can do to?
No, you could train them. I think you could train them to swim. Honest, I think if I put them in, I think I could, because they're no scared of the water. I think you could do it. So maybe in the summer we'll try it. But but it's been prepared for that. It's been prepared for all that shit, you know. Like, and then I take it to the extent where I'm prepared if somebody around me dies, and then you need to think all that of what you would do, you know, because I don't know if you want the shock. It's going to be a shock, so you might as well prepare yourself. It's just a stoic way of looking at stuff, man. That's the way I like to look at it, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen anyway, you know. You know.
Any comments on this, Cam? Anybody jumping in the chat? Because we've gone into some...
Howlin asked, why can't they swim?
I don't know. Ask the cunts who bred them. I don't know, because they're like pigs. They're very top heavy. They get big chests and they just would topple over. You know, they're no like, I don't know.
Yeah, you are going down that philosophical route. They're just even Rob.
Well, what
Rob
I was going to
Simpson's like,
say to. Oh, sorry, on you go.
Rob Simpson's just like, were they cheaper because they can't swim?
They weren't
They
cheap.
weren't even that expensive. They're no expensive dogs, man. You know what I mean? They're no that expensive. I know that people pay fucking loads for them. I know people that have paid like 3,000 quid for one of their dogs, right? And I don't see the point. And I would never spend any
No,
money
it's
like that
mental.
on a dog.
Mental.
Um,
No, I thought
Aye.
that's why you were super prepared in case they fell in the water, because they're so expensive. It's like, no, I don't care. I'm walking through the village with a wetsuit on and a life jacket in case one
No,
of the
it's just-
dogs
no,
fucks
just
into
they run
that
about.
river.
They run about
Howland's,
and on you go.
but I'm just going to say, Howland's even typing in an Irish accent.
I taught every dog can swim.
Maybe they
No, I don't
can
think
swim,
every
I don't
dog
know.
can. I don't think every dog can swim right away. I think. I
No,
remember
I
with Rare
reckon I
dog, you kind of coax him into the water, and then, like, what I noticed was when his paw went in the water, fucking hell,
Aye.
when his paw went in the water, his toes immediately spread out like that. So obviously it's
Aye.
like immediately as soon as the water hit his paws, they did that.
Yeah. That's
And
pretty
but
cool.
you had to coax him a couple of wee times to go out a wee bit, and then
Aye.
but then after a bit, he's
Oh
just
no, if
paddling away.
I can throw in stones and they'll jump in. They'll be right in and
Right.
like under the water, head under in that, you know, to try and get
Mhm.
stones and that. But maybe they could swim. I don't know. I've never threw. I'll throw them
Why-
off the jetty and see.
Why that particular breed?
I just think they look nice.
Right.
We think they look nice. We wanted to get one for ages, but they were really expensive. And then we kept looking for a while, and like maybe like for a few years when we first saw one, we were like, what kind of dog is that, man?
Mhm.
I don't know where we were and we seen it. And then we found out and people were, aye, that's them. But they were only like a new breed. I don't know if they were a new breed, whether they had whatever, but no, they're just nice. I just like they've got a bit of personality, but most dogs have personality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nearly all dogs have personality, but aye, so no, that was it. Is to be prepared for jumping in after a dog. I don't know why I was taught. Oh, I think it was just the age
'Cause
thing,
of
you
that-
know, because
Aye, and that woman saying
that
she never
thing.
get a chance to say goodbye.
Aye, that's say goodbye. But that's so I was looking at the pages, but it's like it's just like prepared for all. But it's an age. If you look at people who've ever like the people who have done stuff, well, like even Charles Bukowski, he
Mhm.
was still working in the post office up to he was 50, 51, something like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And but he had a good 15, 20 years of fame, you know what I mean, of being the thing, but he still wrote even when he worked in the post office. It's just interesting because you never really nobody really talks about him that he had to actually have a full-time job while he was a writer, you know, where he wrote
Yeah.
all his stuff because
Yep.
you know what I mean, he couldn't have afforded it otherwise. But
These days, he could just
aye.
have started a podcast or a YouTube channel, like that you would have
Well, it's funny.
serious coin.
It's funny when you think of people like that, man, back in the day, if they
I know.
could, you know, could they have done it? You know, what would they have done if they'd? Well, I mean, but even when you say that, he still had he had interviews all out when he became famous, though, so that's obviously why, because he obviously had the thing. But I don't know, man. All of them done videos and interviews and all that way back. There's so many old writers that you like in their 70s that you can still find. Well, they died in the 70s, so I don't know what age would they be now, 190 or something like that. You can find all their interviews. Like even Kurt Vonnegut's got all these fucking interviews on YouTube. And I don't think there's been another time in the world when, well, obviously there's not been a time when you can actually go and watch that stuff. You can
Yep.
watch anything on anybody you like now,
Yeah,
you know?
even Hitler. How
if
many
you like him.
how many years of fame will you need to have in order for when you're ready to breathe your last breath, you'll say, "Yep, that was plenty fame." So you're 38 now. How many years of fame are you going to need?
Would you mean?
Because you said, but Charles Bukowski, he got about 20 odd years of like fame
Aye.
out of his entire 70 plus years. So how many? So you're 38 in to yours,
Oh no, this
or do you
this-
feel you're
this-
famous enough?
this amount of fame is perfect. See having no much views on stuff and no like under 10,000 followers on stuff. That's what you want. You don't,
Aye.
you know what I mean? You just want the money. You want a wee bit of money. You do. People think they want fame and all that, but I don't think they do. I think they just want the idea of having the money and the famous lifestyle where it's like, no, get rid of the fame part and you can still just have that
Just have
lifestyle
the
where you can have,
lifestyle. Oh,
where
aye.
you can have, where you can do what you want. You know,
Yeah.
this level of fame that we've accumulated is fantastic. This is perfect. You don't need any more than this. This is enough. This is enough. You know, it's see when you were saying earlier, oh, that's you're going to put yourself out there, and all that. How do you still like putting yourself out there? You still like it?
So by putting yourself out there, are we talking about this? The
Aye.
podcast?
Aye.
I mean, on Insta, after I'd started the podcast with you, I started doing more on Instagram. So I would do stories, and then every week I would do a live video. And I've not done them for ages, and I've not missed it.
Aye.
But I felt again it was like another layer of hiding myself away came off when I started the podcast. So I'm putting myself out there in the podcast. I can also put myself out there on my Instagram, but I've not been for a wee while. I don't know what that's about.
Aye.
But no, I'm still quite happy doing this.
Aye,
I
happy
feel
with
we've
your
not.
level of fame.
Aye, but it's not even about. I don't think we've even scratched the surface of what we'll be able to do with this, because I think we need to get guests on again. We've only really had the one guest on, like the main podcast, Ross from Finiston.
Yeah.
But aye, it'd be good to do
Guess.
guests and not sit and interview them. Just it's another cunt talking.
Well, that's what I thought we'd done with Ross. I thought it was all right. That was a good
Aye,
laugh.
it was
I think
good.
that's the bit. That's what. I don't know. That's what I like to listen.
Let us
to,
know
just
in the
people
chat,
doing
guys,
that.
if you want to see more guests. We're not going to pay any attention to what you say anyway, because
We need to get guests. What sort of guests? What would an ideal guest be? You don't need. It doesn't need to be a person, but
I'll tell you who an ideal guest would be, right? And I was close to speaking to the guy
Uh-huh.
when I was in getting my beard trimmed. There was a customer in the other chair getting his hair cut and all that, and he was an English guy, and I was hearing wee bits of the conversation between him and Stuart the barber, and the guy was funny as fuck, and he'd been telling some story about a ladybird in his house. And I don't know what the story was, and the guy that was trimming my beard was trying to tell me, but the music was on, I couldn't really hear him. I was like, all right, aye. But I could see the way they were all creased laughing at the way the guy was telling the story. And I thought, it's guys like that, see just ordinary guys that would be in a barber shop, but they've got good crack. And they've got, and I could hear him going, he goes, aye, they were fucking fascists at that co-op I was in. They were all fucking, but you're an English guy, so it was quite funny hearing them talking the way he was talking. So aye, guys like that. They don't need to be like fucking social media personalities. Just real folk that we know that would be willing to come on.
Aye, that would be good fun, man. See, talking about the OnlyFans earlier, just how you say like social media personalities. I was going to send you there was like a thing that was going about, and it was a social media influencer woman whose OnlyFans got hacked and leaked.
Did it?
No, she was crying and all that. I was going to send it on, but I sometimes don't like to send smut on to you, because smut's a funny thing to send to people. But anyway, whatever. Anyway, the thing that I've observed with these OnlyFans leaked accounts, right? See, back in the day, like when I was in my prime or whatever, when you were in your prime, anal sex was exclusively for rapists and homosexual men, right? But now, with these OnlyFans leaks, all the birds have stuff shoved up their arse.
Right.
And it's...
And the leaked ones?
Yes.
But how would you know it's only the leaked ones if you've not got
just in all them.
Right,
but like they just have constantly get stuff shoved up their arse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but the reason they do it, I was talking to a guy about this, and the reason they fucking shove stuff up their ass is so, like, from a young age, is so they don't lose their virginity. That's what the young team are doing now. It's all anal sex.
Really?
So they don't lose their virginity, aye.
Cam's shrugging. He's
It's the
not
thing.
went down that route.
It's a thing. Some women at fucking 35, I'm still a virgin, you know what I mean? Fucking this wee whispering
know
eye
what?
vagina and a big
Have you
fucking
read
prolapse anus.
Have you read The Stand? The Stephen King book,
Stand.
The Stand?
Nah.
There's a character in that does that very thing. Does that just when you're talking about it, she wanted to preserve her virginity for like the main
aye.
bad guy in the book. And but she was having a relationship with this young guy, and it was basically he would peg her everywhere but so that she could maintain her virginity. So it's maybe been a thing for a while, and folk just haven't spoke about
I
it.
think people have spoken about it. That's the thing, man. And I'm like, yeah, it's just every one of them, they've got these things shoved up their ass. And I'm like, that was never a fucking thing when I was like young. That was never a thing. People shoving stuff up their ass. I mean, maybe it was. I think it was a
Probably
thing.
was. Maybe you just didn't move in those circles.
Maybe I blocked it out. Maybe I blocked out and I get stuff shoved up my ass and I blocked it out.
Mhm.
So anytime I seen something with an ass with something in it, I just couldn't comprehend it.
But the reason you've got that big black dildo in your workshop is you think somebody
Perhaps.
just sent it to you as a joke. It was actually you that bought it, Neil. I'm breaking this to you tonight. You
That
bought
guy,
it because it
that
reminds
guy,
you.
he asked me to be in a porno. If he makes a porno, can I be the Viking in it? If he
Who's what
makes one,
guy?
the guy who sent me the fucking dildo.
Really? Can we
He
not get
drilled
him
a
on as a
hole.
guest?
He drilled a hole through the Jap's eye. The fucking, I don't think you can call it a Jap's eye. Drilled a hole through it, and then shoved a hammer through it.
Fucking hell! Why?
Beats me, man. Your guess is as good as mine. But anyway, he spoke to me in that, and I don't know the guy, and he was like, "Oh, if I make a Scandinavian porn, would you be the Viking in it and all that?" And I think he was joking because I just sent the laughing emojis. I was like, he must be joking.
Aye. Was it
But then
3
I was
laughing emojis or 2?
I can't even remember. I maybe gave him maybe 4 or 5 because
All
I was
right,
like,
okay.
"Oh, it's really
Aye,
funny."
really
Oh, mate,
laughing
see you
that
later.
off.
See you later. So it was like he was so that was that, and but then I was telling somebody else, and they went, "Oh man, he sent a hammer, and that's a really violent that's a violent thing to send you." Like, and it was through a cock, and I'm like, maybe, but maybe I'm just oblivious to that stuff, man. Like, people are like sending you a thing like, "I'm going to come and fucking rape you," or that, and I'm just oblivious. You know, "Oh, it's good, mate. Send you some emojis. Here we go. You're all right." Oh,
Cheers for
you
that,
know what I
mate.
mean? Aye.
Put it in all the
And like,
videos.
aye, and all the time that I'm saying about social media, I'm like, most of the people I meet are sound. I've never had any problems, but basically, it's like it's just because I'm oblivious to the fucking
Yeah, let's
nutcases.
unpack some of the things that have happened and some of the people you've spoken to and some of the gifts you've received. Fucking hell.
Pretty mental, man. It's pretty mental.
Should we jump on to questions, queries, and conundrums? So before you load them up on the screen cam, we've got one that came in after our little screen was made up. So every Wednesday, we put up a story over on Instagram, SMRE Podcast, for you to send in your questions, your queries and conundrums, and every week people respond, which is great. So we've one that came in 40 minutes ago from Green Grapes, Glasgow, and the question is, do you believe in any superstitions?
Yes.
What do you think, Neil? Do you want to run with that one?
I believe in a lot of superstitions. I'm a superstitious guy.
Okay.
I'm very superstitious. That'd be a great title for a song. Yeah. Oh, you want me to tell you some?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, are
So
you,
you-
are
so-
you
so-
superstitious?
Nope, not at all. Not even remotely.
Not
So
at all.
I don't have anything to add. So you can tell us your superstitions.
I mean, obviously, the number one thing is don't walk under a ladder.
Bullshit, but carry on.
Don't walk under a ladder. If I walk under, I think I've spoken about this before. If I walk
have.
under the ladder, I need to walk out and back round, and don't stand in like cracks on the pavement or anything like that. And then the other one, if you look at the moon through a window, you need to turn over all the change in your pocket. I think I did tell you that because
You
that's.
didn't tell me that
well,
one. That's fucking mental.
Do you know where I
Are
got
you a
that one?
gypsy?
No, well, part of my family on the Irish side is
Travellers?
very gypsy.
Aye.
I imagine so. Either travellers or just really poor, fucking just whatever. I don't know, or really well off. I don't know, man. It's a weird one. I was going to do the 23andMe thing, but I'm always no doing it because I think that they're going to keep my DNA for
Aye,
some sort of
that's
wicked
what it is.
experiment. You know,
Aye,
I think
that's what
it's
it
like
is.
a data.
The
thing.
nanobots programmed to your DNA. Aye, so
where I got that one, right? I
Mhm.
was listening to Engelbert Humperdinck was on MTV Cribs.
wow.
Engelbert Humperdinck on MTV Cribs. And because I was superstitious way back then, which I must have been 14, 15 years old, I was a fan of that popular culture back then. And he'd constant ringing in his ear, Engelbert Humperdinck.
Tonight.
Constant ringing. I don't know, whatever it's called, aye. But anyway, he says he was very superstitious and he'd done that. And ever since I heard that, I was like, oh, fuck, man, every time I look at the moon through a hangman, I need to. Because I'm skint, I don't have any change in my pocket, so I'm fine. You know what I mean?
So why would you adopt somebody else's superstition?
Because as soon as anybody tells you, I'm a superstitious person, so I need to.
So that's a
I need to-
superstition in and of itself. So,
Aye, well, aye,
so
it
the
is.
folk
Aye,
in the
totally, you're
chat
right.
could start telling you their superstitions, and you would just need to adopt them all.
Like, I have boundaries. You know,
Oh,
it's
right, okay.
2022. I have boundaries. I have
Right.
green hair. I'm a fucking lesbian. You know what I mean? I know
Aye.
what I'm doing. You know.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I would. My boundaries are up. But aye, if they told me them, I'd maybe take some of them on. I don't mind them. I don't think it's bad. Do you think it's bad? Do you think superstitions are weird?
I think they're weird, aye. I think they're weird, but I'm sure we've all got. I mean, I'm saying I'm
Listen to
not a
this, listen to
superstitious
this. I know
person, but
you're
there's
no
maybe
superstitious.
patterns
You
of
were fucking
behaviour I've
36
got.
years as a fucking Jehovah's Witness.
Aye,
You
and
know what I
then-
mean? I
Okay,
think
and the
they're
key
weird.
word was the key word is was because I woke up to it and started looking at the world a bit differently. I'm not, and I
Aye.
certainly wouldn't judge. I'm not judging you because you're quite normal. I'm not judging you for having superstitions. I would judge Howling.
I'm normal, aye. Aye, no, I just that stuff. See that superstitious stuff. See this stuff. See the woohoo stuff that you see on Instagram. If you scroll, there's these quotes and
Aye.
all that, right? And it's just like, see me, man, fucking hell. See if somebody would see if I had like money, I'd be sucked right into the people. I'd be like, crystals, give me them, man. What else can you do? You do like online coaching, give me some of that as well. I'd get sucked into that stuff.
Have you
And
ever
it's all
carried
for-
crystals about with you?
At one point, I kept it in my water bottle.
Inside the water bottle?
Inside the water bottle, aye.
Do you never drink the crystal by accident? No? Choke on it?
Nah. Imagine that a crystal fucking kills you.
What's happened here, Cam? Is the laptop... Oh, just plug the HDMI back into the side of the laptop a bit better. There we go.
Yeah, so
Sorry, Neil.
it's just I'm superstitious, but I'm kind of like thinking none of it really makes any difference. You know, I don't know if it does. I don't know if a lot of the woohoo stuff makes a difference. It does, I think, but it's like I see
It's
a
a
lot.
tricky one.
It is because the thing is, see if it gives you comfort. See
Aye.
if you can look. See if you see like 222 or whatever 111, 1111 or something, right?
Yeah.
And you think, oh, look after an inch, and it gives you a bit of comfort. Fair enough, take it. You know what I mean? It's just like we spoke before. It's just like any religion. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just the same. Just another fucking thing
Yep.
that's
all
no
it is.
proven. It's just something that's no proven, but we think, oh, that will give me some comfort. I'm buying into that. You know, it's weird what we buy into. Weird what we buy into, man.
Yeah. Right,
You know?
bring up the next one, Cam. You're about to bring it up on the screen. Right, Island Builder 84 has responded again. Pretty consistent most weeks. He says, or he asks, is it okay to tell the apprentice to shut the fuck up when they're being a mouthy wee prick? I think that's a hard yes.
Yeah, man. I mean, one thing is that it's THEYRE.
I know.
They
I know.
are. There would mean like there. It's like you, them. Aye, whatever.
belonging to.
Fucking right. If that's like very. Yeah, I think you're going easy on him if you do that.
Yeah.
I'd fucking throw a spirit level at him right
Aye.
off his head. Throw it
Aye.
at him. You know, I tell him you're going to fuck his mum and all that. Do all
Aye.
that stuff. I like all that. So that's the only way you should be brought up in the trades is
Yeah.
abused, no physically, emotionally
And
abused,
mentally.
mentally abused. Aye,
Racially.
it's only
Not
racially.
racially.
Aye.
Not racially.
No, racially is the best. See if you've got a wee like Muslim.
Oh, here we go. No. No.
Nah,
I can't
aye,
switch
yeah.
back to my trigger warnings fast enough.
No,
Right,
yeah, oh, totally, man. I think go for it. I think you're.
Get in about
I
them.
think you're giving it easy to him, man. You really need to
Yeah.
put a wee bit more into it.
Right, jump to the next one then, Cam, before Neil says anything else but Muslims. Oh, fuck. Gordon's leather gifts. What one question would you ask God if he was real? Well, that's quite a big assumption. If God is real, What would you ask?
I'd probably say why do black guys have much bigger cocks than white guys? Is that what was that like when you made something? What went wrong? Why did you do that? You know, that would be the first question.
Why are you
Then the
doing
next
this?
one, then the next one.
Sorry.
I'll give a music. Then the next
You
one,
got a round of applause there as well.
the
Racist.
next one, I would be like, can you know
One
do
question.
anything?
One question. You've asked your question. So that's
Right,
it.
on you
Out of the
go.
all
Where are
fucking meaning of life, everything that goes on, everything that's bad or good that's ever happened, you could ask God about it, and you're like, how come black guys have got bigger cocks?
No, I'd
And do you know
ask
what God's
him, I would-
response would be to that? He'd be, Neil, that is a derogatory racial stereotype, and you've come to me with that question.
shit,
I'm God.
mate,
You could have
God.
fucking asked me anything,
Or
and you've
I would
came to
a-
me
I'd
with your
ask him,
racial stereotypes.
I would ask him if he has any beef with Allah up there. Like, do you have a problem with him, or are you cool with them doing what they're doing?
Allah, he's my fucking cousin. Of course I'm cool with him.
They're all the same. It's like football teams, they're all like directors of football teams. They're all mates. They're all in the same business together. They all play the game.
So you're saying that God, like professional sports, is fake?
I mean, who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe he's real. I don't know, man. Maybe he is a thing. Who knows? The God particle. Maybe.
Right, so
maybe he is.
given my extensive history with religion and the
Uh-huh.
concept of a monotheistic Abrahamic God, what one question would I ask God if he was real? No. Genuinely can't think of a thing. No. What about you, producer Cam? Remember, switch to your camera if you're going to be speaking.
Why can I only ask one question?
And you'll just say, because I'm
There
God
you
and I
go.
make the rules up.
Like a fucking millennial or whatever the fuck he is. Why is that? Why can I not just ask more than one question? Why can I not ask more? Just one. Why have we got one?
I wouldn't even be asking him a question, but because of the way millennials and Gen Z talk, it would sound like I am. So, hi, God. Is that a question, mate? No, I swear, no, it wasn't.
I don't know what I'd ask him if he's real, man. I don't know, man. It's just like I'd probably be like, "Guy, is this it? This
Is
what
this
you
it?
made? Are you,
Can I
are
have
you
another
proud of
shot?
this? Are you fucking proud of what you've made? Look at the state of the cunts. Why you make everybody stupid and fucking weird and
Aye, but
just
right, so
silly?
but that I mean, and that a question like that works off the assumption that this planet is the only inhabited planet with creatures
it
that
is.
God created.
I think it is.
Would you
Listen,
know,
see
like,
this-
oh, come on,
all
that's
this
like
alien
you.
stuff.
No, that's like you going
alien
back to the
stuff.
first bench you made, right? The first bench you made, and you did the weave on it, and you were kind of fucking it up a wee bit, but you thought, nah, it'll be fine, and you just kept on going, and in the end, it was a bit shite, and you're like, nah, that's it. I have made my bench.
Uh-huh.
You wouldn't go and have another go. Of
What,
course you
life?
would.
At
No,
life?
making a bench. My point is,
Aye.
God made this earth and he made all of us, and we're all a bit fucked up. Is he? Why the fuck would he not just go? Oh fuck, let them fucking go on, mate. I'm away to, and he goes to another
Well, he did.
solar system
He
and
done
makes
that.
another
He done
planet.
that. He done that through slavery and the fucking the other major event that happened,
Holocaust.
the Holocaust. I totally fucking slipped my mind. Aye, that.
But you always
um,
say that we've had. You always fixate on, not fixate, but you always use as a reference slavery and the Holocaust as examples of the worst things that humans have done.
Well,
Why
what else
just
have we
those
got?
two?
Well, what else have we got? What else is
Socialism.
Right, what's as much
Socialism.
publicity is that? What do you
All
mean
right,
socialism?
publicity.
I think socialism's like we're socialists in Scotland, do we know?
Aye, but that doesn't mean it's good. Socialism
Well,
killed
you know what
more
you can
people
do?
than the
You can fucking
Holocaust.
move. You can move, mate. You can fuck it. You can move. The
That's the nationalist response, isn't it? I don't
well,
really
you
know if I
what-
want to live in a one-party state. I'm not really.
You
We
know
just
what,
fucking move then. We can just move.
You know what's funny? See, when I do my things, when I go into
Put it back to two screener.
when I go into Twitter and that, sometimes you know that thing it's like people post stuff, man, right? And it's like totally out the blue. Nobody asked them to do it. Should Scotland have another referendum? Yes or no? Retweet for yes, like for no, or some shit. And I'm like, and in the comments and all that. And sometimes I think the people that comment, it's just normal people who are fucking sad as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And they've commented something, and then they've maybe got 5, 6, 7 likes on it, right? And see the wee statement that they've posted. They fucking go and spend their whole day telling them it. They speak as if it's like such a, you know how Obama with the thing when he held his hand like that, and then everybody done that, like Boris Johnson and all that do that. So now these people are doing that as well, and they're like, which it'd be nice if they, after they gave you the presentation and you went, oh, that's a good point of view. It'd be nice if you said to you, I actually get 7 likes on Twitter this morning, so I'm just kind of using it about the rest of the day. You know, it's like, but they don't. They pretend that this is the first time they've says it. It's fucking. I can't come to terms with the world, man. The way it is now, it's just it's so fucking boring. It's unbelievable, man. It's, you know what I mean. It's the whole
I
thing.
think the
metaverse,
boringness
Teslas
is.
are shite and
I think the boringness though has come from the over fucking use of the precautionary principle. So because we live in a world where it's safety first, stay safe, be safe. We're putting your safety. We're bringing these restrictions in for your safety. The world has inherently become more boring because if there's very little risk, or it's harder to just be spontaneous, then it's
Aye.
going to be less boring, isn't it?
I get what you're saying. I like to be safe. I like safe stuff. Because if not, I would cut my fingers off. You know what I mean? So I quite like to be safe. But
But
I
that
get what you're
being
saying.
safe doesn't stop you
No,
trying
no.
something new in
Oh,
the
no,
workshop.
but in saying that, I sometimes think it's so boring because of social media and all that, and everything's just, there's nobody going out a walk, taking it easy or something, and then an idea pops in their head, and then they think, oh, that's quite a good idea, maybe do this and do that. It's all like, what have I seen on Instagram that
Mhm.
gets a lot of likes, or people buy it, or whatever business you're in, and how can I copy it and change it a tiny wee bit so it looks like mine? It's like, it's so fucking boring, man. And all you're doing is just scrolling through the same fucking shit all the fucking time. Every fucking joiner is what to take people on. Like, if you want to join an amazing team and you want to do this, like, mate, chill out, man. You know, you're going to have the guy for like 6 months for a big job you've got, and he'll not have another job after it. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, come on, man, chill out. You know, everybody. I think maybe that's another marketing thing as well. So people can tag their name, and then they can share it and all that. And
Aye.
if like, you do a post like, I'm looking for somebody to work with me on that, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's like an old marketing sort of fucking thing. Like, you know, like an old a wee trick that marketers have. It's like, use the old we're hiring. Use that, and we'll be able to share all these people's stuff. You know, it's just like, but people buy into it. Hey, people buy into it. It's like
Yeah.
the COVID thing is, everybody buys into it. It's like, you know what I mean? 9/11, all that shit. They all buy it. It's not what happened. No, it's fair enough. Good.
Globe
It's good, it's
Earth.
good. Globe Earth. Jink Earth's flat.
Sorry guys, just bumped my mic. I don't know. Do you
Don't
think it's
know.
round?
I mean, I think it's the if you watch any flat Earth stuff, they can make it sound fucking. You're like, that it's flat as fuck, man. Look at that. It's like they make it sound fuck. But no, I mean, the thing is, I've spoke to people who've actually travelled around the world on boats. Like, I've spoke to a lot of people like that, like
Mhm.
a lot. I'm not talking like 5 people. I'm talking like over 10, right? So it's like,
Wow.
and they're all telling me, like, no, this is what you do, and they tell me how they navigate. But then I speak to like flat Earth person, and he says no, because it goes this way and all that, and
Aye.
I'm like, well, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, well, whatever. I don't know. But does it change it? And would it change my life for that? No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Exactly. Aye. So
It probably would be one of the biggest lies any government organisation and governments in general have ever told. And if it did come around to the fact that the Earth was flat, I would lose my final bit of respect I had for any scientist, any government personality, anything. I would go complete and utter anarchy mode.
Oh,
that's probably why they've got to keep it under wraps.
It's the-
No,
it's-
who do you think they would blame? Who do you think they would blame? Do you think like Boris Johnson would get the blame? Do you think anybody would
Oh,
blame?
Nicola
do you think-
Nicola
do you think
Sturgeon would
blame-
blame Westminster, definitely. You know, if she would got me, so say obviously, if we'd had complete independence from Westminster, we would not have kept this information
Yeah.
from
I mean,
the people
but
of
see
Scotland.
But see when you look at that, right? So there's people who will be leaning and saying, "Oh, she would blame them," and then other people saying, "Oh, Boris would blame them," and all that, you know. So I think we're so divided now that there's no coming back for it. We need to just stand our ground and say, "No, we're all divided into these wee mini groups, and
Aye,
we
aye.
should all get T-shirts that
Which
say
is the
I'm
way
in
humans
this
have
group."
always been. Aye.
And they should say, "I'm in this group,"
Yeah.
and we should wear T-shirts that say, "I'm in this group." So then
Yeah.
you know not to talk to these people if you need
Yeah,
to.
I'd
you
like
know?
that.
But
I'd
see,
like that.
well, I mean, see, this is what I think that's what they would want to do. But it's like you need to speak to people that don't think like you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You need to read books to people that don't think like you know, like reading the Bible and all that. You need to read all this shit. You need to speak to all these people so that you can understand. Oh, that's a fucking weird way to live, but that's interesting because then you would pick up bits on it. You know, I think we.
Mhm.
It's just the whole. I suppose people way smarter than me have says it, Matt, like how the social media it just it never really connected everybody. It kind of made everybody fucking worse, you know.
Absolutely. More
know what I mean?
isolated and more
Aye, more
antisocial.
because we can. Aye, antisocial, and it never really. If we progress, I mean, I suppose. Well, like if we progress, man, like a Tesla, like I'm saying, they're fucking shite. They're the ugliest fucking car out there, and it's like people are wanting a Tesla. I think only people get Teslas to make fucking YouTube videos of Tesla. You know,
Yeah. I want a
It's-
Land Rover
that's-
Defender. The
the
new
new
one.
one.
Quite like the
The
new
new
one.
one's nice. The new
Yeah.
one's nice. It's
It's a proper
expensive.
motor.
It is nice,
Just-
man.
Just lease
What
it.
would you, I know, but you're still paying. It's not a smart move, man. Honestly, because the money what you're going to pay 1,800 a month, 1,500 a month. It's no smart. It's not a smart move. You don't need a car like that. You need
But-
something that gets you from A to B.
But that would, and it would do it robustly. And
It would
look
do it.
quite
It would
cool.
do it like any other. The only reason you
Mhm.
want a car like that is
Because it looks cool.
because you want other people to look at you and think, "Look at the car." That's the only reason, and that's how people get anything fancy. But
So that when I'm driving along a street, I can look in the shop windows and see the reflection of the car
aye,
and me up the front like that, steering.
it's interesting, man. It's interesting. You know, it's like they are nice cars. I like them.
But you
I
wouldn't have one.
pay,
What if you won the 3-4 million in the lottery?
yeah,
would
I'd
you go and
probably
get
get
one then?
something. I mean, I'd probably get something nice like that for me, and maybe get Gemma the same or whatever she was wanting. That would do us for car wise. Because see if I had one of them, right? See if I had one of their cars, and Gemma maybe had something else that was newish and nice. Nobody would think we'd won the lottery. Still, they'd just think, "Oh, he's fucking maybe sold loads of his work. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
good for them, you know." So they wouldn't.
Which
So
you
that's how you keep-
probably could do.
you stay under the radar, you know, and then you don't. Oh no, I couldn't afford the things, man. Fuck's sake.
I
You
bet
know
if you
what I mean?
sold more for more money, you could.
Howland says you need one of those Defenders so you can get over the train tracks on the way to the studio.
Aye, man. No, if you sold more stuff, you could. But why
Sold
would
more
I waste
stuff
money
for
on
more
that?
money.
I mean, I
But-
don't think I can. I don't think I can put my prices up anymore. I put my prices up. Funny. Just a wee quick thing. I put my price up the last time just when I says I'll work out how much I'm selling stuff because I still don't know how much stuff should be. You know, so
Are you actually making any profit?
Me?
Imagine it. Why have I never get any
Aye,
money?
aye,
Because you're
aye, aye.
losing money every month.
So I'll put the prices up to what they are and whatever, man. It is what it is. It's expensive. I don't think it's expensive, but there was a woman who'd messaged me and saying that she was wanting they're just quite expensive. I was like, well, they're not really expensive. Just say that you're poor. As a joke, you know, kidding her on. And
Load his
took it
website
as a
up,
joke.
Cam, to get the prices. Load his
She
website up.
never took it as a joke. But I was like, go and fuck yourself. You know what I mean? It's like I can't give you a discount. I'm a joiner, man. You know, I'm like,
Aye, you
it's
don't get a
too-
discount in
it's-
IKEA. You should have a wee scratch and dent part of your workshop. You know what I mean? Right at the checkout.
Aye, all the scratch dent is in this house. But aye, it's funny. It's it's just I don't think I can put my prices up anymore. There's a lot of people I've seen that do kind of similar what I do, and a few that I've had to close down and all that, you know, because it's just so hard for them to run a business. It's the cost of stuff and how much they need to sell stuff for, you know.
Yep.
Aye. What you mean?
Yeah,
What you meant to do?
I think for 1 week you do the opposite of Black Friday, and you
Right?
you just call it a fuck off week or something. Maybe it's got a slightly better alliteration.
What fuck off Friday?
I said a Black
Fuck
Friday,
off.
fuck off Friday, fuck off Friday,
Right.
and all your prices are times 5.
It's not a
times
bad
5.
idea.
Seriously,
I
seriously,
speak to a guy.
reverse fucking marketing, right?
It's
Try
actually
it for 1
funny.
day, and I guarantee you'll sell shit because there'll be
I
that
see,
air of. Oh fuck! I
indeed.
bought it on the fuck off Friday. Did you? You didn't buy that. You didn't buy that on a normal Friday, did you? What does that cost you? £200. £200. I paid 1,000 on fuck off Friday. £1,000.
It's weird 'cause I was talking to a guy and he does some sort of, I don't know what he done, right? It was one party's job, and what he done was it was a gallery. They were trying to sell prints for like 500 quid or something, and they couldn't sell them, so they put them up to like 2.5 grand or 3 grand, and they started selling them.
That's what I'm
You know,
saying.
but it's like you can. I mean, I know where I live and all that. You know what I mean? I know that it's like Scotland, and this is where we are. You know, so there's no like massive amounts of money. Like most of the stuff I've sent to England and what I've paid for
Open
here.
it
You
up.
know, sent
Open it
here.
up. Fuck off Friday. You'll ship to North America. You work it all out and you price it times 5,
Aye,
but
aye.
with free international shipping. I'm telling you,
It's funny, man. It's funny.
Mary's got a wee sideline where she makes up gift packs of sweeties and stuff like that, and
Aye,
gift boxes of
that can
sweeties.
be
Super
a
lucrative.
great sideline of all
So
that
she
stuff.
was just doing it on Facebook, a wee Facebook page, and she's got loads of folk on her Facebook, and she'd done a couple of like craft fair things and stuff like that. But then she put one of the products that's popular up on Etsy, but she's something like times 3 the price,
Aye,
and selling them all the time down England, all the time.
aye. That's brilliant, man.
And it's a
Well,
box of
that's
stuff
the
that's like it's only costing her. Let's say it costs her £1.50 for the
what's their, they'll be listening to
components.
they'll be listening.
She can sell them for, I don't know, let's say it's a tenner. She can sell them for down England, and they pay the postage. So my point being with you, fuck off Friday, 5x on all your prices, and open up to North America. And it's only
It's,
once a year. Only once a year, folk in America get the opportunity to buy your shit.
You know, you know that I sent a fucking coat rack, the walnut coat rack thing I do, to fucking Beverly Hills. A guy bought it off
Wow.
Etsy for Beverly Hills, and I'm like, what the fuck, mate? I was like, because the
It's a
postage and that's
flex.
expensive. Is it though? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But you could, I used to have the shipping on the website, so they just had to click it, and then it would come through. But I'd only do UK, and I put it on. It can be shipped worldwide, but you need to give me an email to sort out, because the postage costs could be fucking anything. And but no, Etsy. I had Etsy as well, man, for a bit, but it's I
Folks
don't
seem to
like it,
spend
man.
more on it. It's
I don't
it's
know. I've
because
never
you could
had.
go
Oh,
on
I've had
eBay.
like I think I had like two sales off Etsy. That's about it. So I don't know.
Al from what's his Instagram, NY Woodworks.
It works.
Aye, he does stuff on Etsy.
He uses
Maybe he
Etsy,
can
aye.
message in next week. He'll be listening to the
Well, it's
podcast
like if
later on in the
you're
week, I think.
I think if you're, I don't know if you're selling stuff, man. It's like I would like to just be able to sell stuff for like, see something like under 50 quid. I think that'd be
Mhm.
brilliant. You know what I mean? Just like wee things that me and Lewis are always talking about. Just a wee thing that you can make that's you've
Yeah,
made
mass
it, and
produce
then
it.
you can spend like 2 days and make like 300 of them or something.
Yeah.
You know, and but I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I think that's what
thing
Al
would be.
does. I'm sure.
Yeah, he does on the CNC thing.
He'll mass produce a bunch of stuff, paint them all up, and then he's got a batch and he sells
Yeah,
them
he's
on
got a
Etsy.
load. It's quite good, man, and you could go to fairs and do that. I think it's interesting, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I'll just keep selling my stuff that way, and then
Always
see how it
available for
goes.
sale. Always for sale. What is it you say?
I don't know. I think I say always for sale, always
Aye.
available. I don't know. I don't have any other marketing message. I just don't know. You know what I mean? It's like I can't be doing with it. I read some. See, fucking when people come back through to after the new year and they're pumped
Aye.
about their business because they watch like Gary V's Christmas bonus episode, so they fucking start pushing out this stuff, and these people like joiners talking about how they're so passionate and to do this and that. And I know maybe you need to do that. Maybe that's what you need to do to make your big
Yep.
bucks. But I doubt it, man.
I think it
I
is.
doubt. think so. I'm happily never doing that, man. You know.
I think right. Okay, it's one of the kind of maybe key proven ways to make the big bucks. The other way to make the big bucks is fuck off Friday. You can have it, Neil. Fuck off Friday. 5 times more expensive on that one day, and then that's a flex in itself. I bought that £100 product for £500 on fuck off Friday because that's how I roll.
Products. I don't have any £100 products anyway.
Is everything more expensive than that?
Man, a bench is like £900, I think, plus delivery. What's a mirror's like £420. And like even like cheapest things, maybe like I don't know, like a coat rack, maybe it's like 160 or something. But you can't do it for any cheaper than that. You know what I mean? Can't do it for any cheaper. And you'll find your people. You know, I give a discount to interior designers and that. You know,
Aye.
just because.
I'd love to see you try that whole fucking 5 times the price for one day.
Well, the funny thing is,
don't even market it. Just do it, and
yeah, just say that's it.
And then no, don't just change the price for one day and don't say anything. Just that's all for sale, and because you'll get traffic on your site like you would any other day.
Yeah,
and it'd be interesting to see if anybody was to bite. And see
It'd
if you
be-
could do it on Shopify where it's like the normal price is £160 and that's scrolled out, but it says 580 next to it. Whether folk would go,
Aye, what
all
the
right, is
fuck?
that why? I don't want.
Well, I
to,
mean,
I don't want to miss out on this for some reason.
the way the world is, that would probably work.
That's
It's
what I'm saying.
mental.
Try
The
it.
world's fucking nuts. Well, the funny thing is, I was thinking, see, between Christmas and New Year, I thought I'd doing a sale on Christmas Day, and I maybe do Christmas Day, Boxing Day, right? And all I do is like I would just take it down to like what I could make. I could still make all right money, but the price was cut right down, you know. And I just never bothered because I was like, yeah, fuck it, you know, what's the point, you know?
I think the market is saturated with sales. 20% off, 30% off, 50%. You need to go the opposite way, man. Try it.
See if I made one sale for that, right?
So I'm saying.
I think it would just be. I think I would be disappointed with the world. I'd be like, "Why are you so fucking stupid?" You know.
Or
You know?
go. Oh, that's really good,
That
Gemma.
worked. I could keep doing that again.
Gemma, of that wee door.
Well, imagine you done
thingy.
it. Imagine you done it, and
Coat hook.
you paid off your house. Imagine you done it. You paid off your house for
Would
like.
you still
fucking
think
just
humanity was shit? Probably.
I probably,
But your
I
house would
have
be paid off.
aye, and I'd be able to buy a new boiler and all that.
Exactly. Hey, how are you
know?
heating the house? Just your fire?
The fire is on now. The rest of the house is quite cold.
Aye.
Like
You've not got
fucking
your cardi
freezing.
on, but
Nah, and here's electric. See, this part of the house, this was a
Right.
wee extension the guy put on. Let me tell you something about this house, if we've got time.
Aye.
I was changing the Velux window up here. I was just blocking it out, and so my oldest boy helped me, and it was great. We done it, and I was telling him the story. I say, so the guy who used to live in this, he had the house built, right? He was well off. He had the house built, and him and his wife lived in it, and he had kids and all that. He ended up having an affair, and his wife moved out, and he moved the girlfriend in. Then when he fell out with the girlfriend, the wife moved back in, and she says, "I'm not living in here with in a house that she's lived in." And
dirty.
he built the house next door to here. He bought the bit of land and built that house. So it's kind of like a thing that next door is maybe a lesser house. It's been skimped. It's not as big, and it's
Aye.
just whatever. So, but he done it. So I was telling my boy, and I was like, so there's 2 reasons why he would have done that, right? One is that she knows too much about him, and he needed to make sure she was all right, buy a house, so she wouldn't
Aye.
tell everybody about his nefarious business activities. And the other, the pussy was just magnificent, and that's what you can get if you're magnificent. If you know the power of the pussy, you can get a house built for you, you know. But that's it. It's like it's interesting. Can you imagine building
How
a
do you
house
know
for
that
a woman?
story?
It's like Goylehead. Everybody knows everything
Right.
about everybody, man.
No, I don't think I could imagine doing that. I don't think I could. No.
Build a
fuck
house
off.
for some. Just
Fuck
I'm going
off.
to
To
build you
keep
another house.
to keep them on
That's what
the
I'm saying.
to keep them in with you. No.
Or what I'm saying.
Oh.
Well, no,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
I need talking about. I need to tell a story. So obviously, my birthday tomorrow. So Mary was saying last night because I had the heart attack, it's ruined 2 of the gifts she'd got me for my birthday. So,
Running shoes.
running shoes and a parachute jump. No, one of them was cigars. I'd said, look, going to get me some cigars for my 50th. So obviously the cigars get returned, which is absolutely fine. And for anybody wondering, but I'm vaping, it's CBD, no nicotine. But the other thing she said, I got you a surprise, but it wasn't like something. It was an event. But you can't do it because you've had the heart attack. Because I've contacted them, and I'm like, well, what is it? Was it like a scary thing? And she's like, no. She says it was like a skydive. Wasn't it a fucking skydive? Not. She says it would have been really good content for the podcast. And I'm like, what is it? An escape room thing? What could it be? It was a colonic irrigation.
Oh yes.
She booked me in for a colonic irrigation.
Can he have that because it's your?
Can't have it
the heart?
because of the heart attack? Can't you got to wait 6 months apparently? So I was like, why? Why would you need to wait? Is it
that's
that
great. We
traumatic?
Spoke about, well, I mean,
Aye.
maybe.
Well, that's why
maybe
she
gets
booked
up
it because
that
we
far.
spoke about it in this.
Maybe
But
gets
no,
up that
it's,
far.
I said I'm on blood thinners. I'd be a wee bit anxious in case you got a wee tear on your arse. Try to get the pipe up because you would just bleed out with the blood thinners. It's really difficult to stop bleeding. Can you imagine it? Fucking place is just covered in arse blood.
He's bleeding out. I pull the tube out. I can't pull the tube out.
can't
It's
pull it
stuck
because
fucking yanking at the fucking at your arsehole trying to pull out. What
making
the
it
fuck?
worse.
This is
He's getting terrible hemorrhaging now as well. Oh.
fucking COVID as well. Fucking hell. Oh man, that's funny. That's too bad.
So she got her money back. She got her money back. And I believe Cam
Aye.
spoke to you about us maybe having a wee meal or a wee night out or something. Not
Aye.
not you and me, but
Yeah.
that's not happening either.
That's not happening. Oh,
No.
for fuck's
He's
sake.
can
I
off.
thought
He's
that-
can off. Fuck off.
I thought that'd have been good fun. I says, you know what? I says, aye, that'd be good fun, man. Give me
Nah,
a shout. And,
but she did say to me, she says, you definitely not wanting it. I says, no, I don't want anybody to. I don't want to do anything. No,
Are you depressed?
no. Just I just don't like a fuss. You know what I mean?
I don't like her fuss. I'm going to tell you this. I don't like her fuss either. And Gemma fucking gave me a 30th surprise party, like a surprise party for my 30th, and I fucking hated it. I never
Go over it.
I hate anything like that, man. I'm
Aye,
like,
I'm the
I
same.
never want to be the center of attention, man. I'm like, please stop fucking looking at me, man. It's very fucking strange, you know.
And that's different from doing this before anybody jumps in and says, oh, but you're fucking sitting on the internet doing a podcast. We don't see people looking at us now. Right?
Oh no, it's like walking it. See if we were jumping on here like that fucking Fanny Kaz Milligan or that and doing all that fucking, all right, guys, I'm the GOAT. I'm the fucking most famous podcaster in Scotland,
Aye.
blah, blah, blah. I mean, you pretty much do that anyway, but if I would do that, I would.
So it's Wikipedia said it, not me.
And so it's like that. I would hate that, man. It's like, no, you can't be doing that, you know? But like standing there and people are clapping, oh, happy birthday. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
man.
fuck off. You know,
And you're
it's
looking
no
round
matter.
and it's like you've got the grin fixed in your face. And you're like,
You're like, please just let me fall down.
and then it's
die
you
a
see
heart
it and you're
attack
like,
right
oh,
now."
there's who's that again? There's good to see you. Thanks for.
Oh,
Am I paying
fucking-
for this? Am I paying for their dinner? Are they buying their own dinner?
Oh, it was weird, man. It was just weird, man.
Aye,
It
so
was
we're going out on Sunday. Man and myself and all the children.
Oh,
We're going
good.
out on Sunday. We're going to Top Alabama in Glasgow.
All
Because
right, aye.
my choice.
Right.
Choice.
What
I
do
did
they do
mention
in
them
there?
last
What
week.
do they do in there?
Mexican tapas.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking brilliant. The menu is your table mat, and it's just tick boxes, and you get a wee pencil, which I think I invented for in there, because
Huh?
I remember being in, you didn't get a pencil, but I always have a small pen in my pocket, and I took the pen out and I was marking up on the menu what I wanted, and then they changed the menu where it was tick boxes and they put a pencil, so I was like, that's probably me that gave them that idea
Put it
in a
on
way.
your Wikipedia. Please put it on your Wikipedia.
So basically,
well,
the way it's
that's-
suggested
that's,
is.
On you go.
No, just to say the way it works with a meal is the suggestion is you order like 3 or 4 dishes. So if there's like 4 of you, you're going to get 16 dishes, and you just be smart and make sure everybody orders something different, and then it's
Right.
all just kind of you just help yourselves.
I
Great.
don't like any of that. I don't like that.
Like you would want
that's
your own
not
wee
for-
portioned off, but
That's
aye.
no, it's not for me. It's not for me.
No.
That thing, sharing dinner with people and that, and doing all that stuff. It's not for me. See, tapas though. That's what Jerry and Kate McCann had before they
That's right. They went
lost
to,
the.
well, we don't know whether they actually had tapas, but they went to
Oh,
a
it was a
tapas
tapas
restaurant.
thing. Aye.
But they might have
That
just
must have made
had
that must have made
alcohol.
tapas famous. That would have made
Aye.
tapas famous.
Well, I mean, I'd heard of it before then, but I certainly was more aware of it because
if I had
middle
should have
class
brought
doctors had
merch
the.
out. if you had
Oh, aye. Did that
you
have
had
merch? Did that merch store?
a tapas company that had
Oh,
that
right.
they would like put on it like Jerry and Kate's favorite tapas, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and then they name it. It's interesting, but okay, that's good. Well,
How
hopefully
come
you
we've
have a nice.
never went? Aye, okay, that'd be good.
How come
How
we've never
come
what?
done a deep dive into the disappearance of Madeline? Should we save that for a Patreon? The disappearance of Madeline
Aye, we need
McCann,
to do that. We need to do that so that we don't put
because
that
I was
out in the
obsessed with
internet.
it.
Oh, were you? Aye?
I was on the forums. I'd come
Did you
home
love?
from work
Did you love her?
and
Aye?
what? No, I was I was obsessed with the case because it was clearly more than we were being led to believe.
Aye.
Right, any comments before we wrap up tonight, Cam?
World
Bring up the
Peas-
comment screen, please. Thank you. I designed that. There we go.
World
at that.
Peas says, from having a tap up your ass to tapas.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's a good one.
Gordy Browse was saying earlier on, or was it Martin Dakers? When you were talking about getting the was it the Range Rover or the
Land Rover.
Land Rover.
Defender.
Aye.
Defender.
He was saying he's selling one, a 13 plate, 60k miles for 30k if you're keen.
No, mate, it's the new one. It's the new one. New one.
And
But
an
it's a
old,
free ad.
30K,
The old
that's a
Defenders are
lot.
cool, but
Yeah, old Defenders are cool. That's a lot. Is that not a lot for? I don't want to offend them, but is that not a lot for an old Defender?
no, they're totally
No, it's
collectible.
not a lot.
Aye.
My
Totally.
mate
'Cause
used to
that-
have one. He sold it though. He got rid of it. But I never thought he had that much money in it. I never knew it was that much, but I don't know how much. I'm never looking at cars at that price, man. You know, expensive.
your missus get a nice motor though, eh?
Suppose But I mean,
saying.
I suppose, but but it's not really my thing. It's too much buttons in it and that. You know, I don't really
Aye,
like
when
that.
you saying about that?
It's too new. I just don't like the new. I think we're just going through a time where we need to get the AI into cars. You know
Right.
what I mean? So we're going through a weird time now where cars are just fucking shite. They've no figured out the buttons and to make it a nice driving experience. What cars should do is just go to Apple and say to Apple,
Mhm.
there's the sound system and all the navigation, you deal with it and then that's it. Rather than like Volkswagen thinking that they're Apple and doing all this shit, you know?
Hmm.
So I've got a protest that I'm doing that. It's a
Mhm.
hashtag it and a hashtag and that going. I'm going to.
You got a petition going.
Yeah, I want to promote kind of Apple and that so they can do this audio in all cars.
Mm.
Thanks.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And then just to finish it off,
Okay.
Rob Simpson says, is he expecting a present? He's mentioned his birthday on
Uh,
Patreon tonight.
Aye. I'm not
That's
expecting
fun.
anything from anybody. You'll be delighted to know.
That's the way I deal with Christmas and birthdays and that. I just tell people, I'm like, listen, as long as you are present with me that day, that's more than enough for me.
I don't
I'm not
even want
interested.
that.
Well, see, I don't want anything from. I don't want you to go and buy me, and I just want your company on a thing, me, on that day, you know, and that's it. That's good enough for me, you know.
Aye. See, I want the opposite. I'm not interested in gifts, and I don't want anybody around me.
Yeah, you just
So-
want a day just to be yourself.
Aye, just like any other day.
What do you think of this? Would you think of being yourself on your birthday and that, and just saying,
Done it.
listen, it's
Done it.
like, would you think of that?
I've done
It's
it.
no
I
weird,
went to Tunisia.
but it's no weird, isn't it? No.
No, I went to Tunisia for my 43rd birthday. Not for. I didn't go for it. I didn't. It wasn't like no. It kind of was actually. I'm going to do something for my birthday, so I booked a holiday to Tunisia, and I actually forgot the day it was my birthday. I forgot it was my birthday, and I got a text message from Cam to say happy
Saying
birthday,
happy
Dad, and I was like, oh fuck, it's my birthday today. Aye, that was it.
Interesting.
Was weird, and I didn't, and I don't give a fuck. Just was on holiday, and I was myself, and I didn't know any cunt, and it was actually all right.
People take a full month for a birthday now. They say like in my October's my birthday month, so I'm just going to be partying, and I'm like, I don't get it, man. I just don't. It's a day, man. It's another day. I don't get it. I don't get big on the birthdays and all that stuff. I just other people's I'll do. If the other people
Mhm.
like it, I'll be like, oh, that's great. You're having a good, and I'll go out my way to have a nice time and do all that stuff with them. But for myself, I'd rather people just fucking left me alone. You know.
Definitely.
You know.
It would be funny if everyone else thought that as well. Like the
Aye.
majority of folk for their birthday, like, just leave me alone, man. But they're like, no,
Aye.
you need to do something.
Aye, that's it. Well, it's
That's-
kind of
that's-
like the on you go. What you saying?
But that I was just gonna say that's just the majority of social norms, though, isn't it? Oh, you need to do that. Oh,
Yeah, it's
come on.
totally like that. It's like it's like everybody that I meet, everybody that I talk to says, I just don't really like people. I can't get on with people. And I'm like, well, who are the people that like people then? Because everybody I speak to says they don't like people, you know? So nobody likes anybody, but everybody acts if they like
I'm not.
everybody.
I'm not a fan of a lot of people, and what I've noticed since the 2nd of January is I'm going through a wee phase of nah, folk can fuck off. Nah,
Okay.
nah. Do you know what I mean? Just
can fuck
nah.
It seems...
I don't know why. There's one or two individuals I can think of, and it was funny because Married said, right, we'll organise a wee night, and she's rhyming off names, and I was like, nah, no.
What about Neil? Neil who? Neil? Nah. Anybody called
Podcast Neil. Podcast Neil. Loch Goylehead Neil. Loch Goylehead Neil. That even when he's in Glasgow, he doesn't come in and say hello. No.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, that's a funny thing. You know, I listened to something today. It was Dave Chappelle or something, right? And he was saying how Kanye West, he was at the editing room for the Chappelle show, and Kanye West was there, and Kanye West's phone went, and it was just when Kanye West was going to be famous, and he heard him another end of the phone. He says, no, I'm with Dave Chappelle now in the editing room, and whatever they say is another side, and he says, it's because my life's fucking great and I do cool shit, see you later, and then just hung up the phone. And it was just that wee bit, and I was like, that's interesting, man, because see, a lot of the time I do nice stuff that I really enjoy, and then see when somebody fucking phones you or messages you, I feel obliged. I need to fucking answer it, and I'm like, fuck off. I'm like, nah, you're wasted. This is my time. This is, you know what I mean? It's like that's
So
your
that's the
time. And
the two blue ticks.
when I see the message, and then it's just like, I'll get back to him. No, but it's like, if people are talking to you, you can talk to people. That's fine, but you can't change what you're doing that day or that moment just to go and talk to somebody. And I think people think that's normal now. We need to do that. We need to like be super, you know what I mean, talkative. And then, but if people see they've seen that message, he's oh, what's that phone? Have I got a call?
Is that a WhatsApp message coming through in the studio phone? It's a Telegram.
Who is it?
Is it Telegram?
Somebody want to buy a bike? Nah.
There's nothing. That's weird.
Is it your heart monitor? Are you sure it's not your heart monitor?
Fuck off. We've not mentioned the phone number for a while. I mean, it is on the screen, but the phone's here, guys. You know, you can phone in at any point when we're live streaming. 07719 69 0049. Sorry, what were you saying?
I don't know, man. I don't know what I was saying. I was talking rubbish. I was talking nonsense. It was just people take up your time. But I think what people think like you need to be. But it's funny when there's different people that you know, and if you don't message them back, they all have different reactions because they all perceive you different, you know. So they all think differently. Some people will look and they'll say, "He's in a bad mood with me."
I always think that when I'm messaging you.
Well, when it's you, that's what I'm saying with you. Like nobody else that messages me even thinks that. Everybody's messaging and thinking, he's probably busy. He's probably fucking trying to be famous on YouTube or something. You know, they just they assume that, they don't think it. But then with you, I was like, that's interesting how he always thinks that I'm either going through something or I'm having a bad day. Like I don't have bad days.
No, not having a bad day. Not having a bad day in a bad mood. There's a difference. You could be having a great day.
I'm never in a bad mood, really. Really, man. No, really. I just get annoyed about stuff, but moods are a different thing.
Aye.
You know what I mean? We're responsible for our moods, you know what I mean? So
does being annoyed not alter your mood?
I let it for 5-10 minutes. I go fucking
Let's
mental.
just have it. Aye.
I get to the point that I want to smash a wall or something or
Mhm.
do something, just go mental, and then I let it go. But some people don't understand that, and they think you're just going mental. And I'm like, no, while I'm doing it, right? See, when I'm going fucking mental at something, the heating, for instance, when it does, it's really annoying. And see, when I'm going fucking mental at it, I'm laughing at myself inside, and I'm saying to myself, you know what the fuck you're doing? This is all you that you're causing. You're making yourself go mental. And I know all that. And I'm thinking, yes, I am. I'm going to do it for 5-10 minutes and then I'll
Yeah,
be
let
fine.
me
But
have it, please.
I'm laughing at myself inside
Yeah.
and saying, if I don't do this, how else am I going to get it out? Right. So you just go fucking mental for a bit. But that's what I'm saying. It's like with the moods that we have. See, if I go in a bad mood, I find myself going in a bad mood, I'm like, what you doing? You know that I'm talking to myself and I'm like, you know that you're fucking putting yourself in this bad mood. You can choose not to be in a bad mood, you know? Like that's what I
Mhm.
would say to the boys if they were in a bad mood or something was going on when they were really young. They would just laugh at me now if I done it, call me gay. But I'd be like, right, you're in a bad mood, right? We're just going to change your mood right now. When I click my fingers, just changing the
Yeah.
mood. You know how
Yeah.
to get in a good mood. You know what it feels like to be in a good mood, and click your fingers. And then that was them, and they were fine. But that's a stoic way as
true.
well. to
That's
live,
true, but
you know what
it's
I mean?
true.
That's what I was taught. People say, "Oh, he's made me do this. He's got me." I'm like, mate, nobody has made you do anything. They people have
chose it.
done something, and you chose whatever way you reacted. You know,
Very
but
true.
that's part of our evolution that a lot of people have no figured out yet, and it's frustrating when you see people getting uptight about dramas that are fucking nonsense. You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
There's only two
But-
times I get really annoyed. So when I'm driving in the car and someone's doing like 20 under the speed limit,
okay,
it's like, why? Especially
Right.
if I'm trying to go somewhere. See if I'm like
Yeah.
on the way to the climbing wall and I want to fucking get there. And you're on the back road from Bishopbriggs to Kirky. Someone comes
Yeah.
and doing like 40. Oh,
Uh-huh.
fuck's sake. And when my little sister loses her keys
Oh,
and it
fucking
puts
hell.
me it puts me right out the road of doing anything else. I'm just-
oh,
I
that's
had to
funny.
go. I had to go and get 3 keys cut today for the flat
Uh-huh.
because my daughter's lost 2 sets of keys to the flat. I'll tell you. I'll elaborate that on a minute. Cam, because he's had to unshackle his key to my flat from his key ring, he lost his key to the flat, and my youngest son has got a key to the flat, but his big sister lost it. So I had to go and get 3 keys cut today. So I sent her a text yesterday morning, back at 8 o'clock, to say, "Have you got keys to the flat?" So that before she went to school, I would know whether she was going to be able to lock up or not. So I didn't hear back from her. So I messaged Cam and asked him, could you lock the flat up on your way over here? So he goes to the flat before coming to work, opens the flat door, shouts, "Hello!" Check if anybody's in, no response. Closes the flat door, locks it. About 2 o'clock, about 11:30, my daughter replies, "No." So she doesn't have keys to the flat. Well, I'm thinking, well, that's fine. You've fucked off to school. Cam's locked up. It's fine. 2:30, I get a text message from her. Well, I'll find it and I'll read it to you. She says, "I'm going out and door's locked. So just had to
way.
jump off balcony. LOL.
Oh yes, dreepy down. Did you have to dreepy right off end?
Mhm. But what
Fucking-
time will you be home? Because I'll be back and wash my dishes and stuff I forgot, soz."
That's pretty mental. So she was in the house, so but it'd
So
be
she
funny
was
if she
in.
left.
Cam
It'd be funny.
shouted in.
I'd come in. So the boilers also fucked round at mum's. So I need to go round to yours to have a shower. Must have been about like 10 or something that I'd come round to have a shower. Came in, said hello, no answer.
So you went in and had a shower.
Mhm,
And
had a shower.
she's been asleep and not woken up.
We came back out, locked the door. I was
He's
like,
left, locked the door,
Aye.
and she's just slept. So she came in.
That's pretty funny.
So she messaged me today, "Will you be at the flat all day? Because I'm pretty sure Cameron has lost his key now." So he arrives at work and I'm like, "Where the fuck's your key?" He goes, "It's fallen out my pocket." So he's crawling about on his hands and knees in here, trying to find it. So I just replied to her, "Fuck's sake. Yeah, I'll be there at about 2 for a couple of hours." So I went over the road and she arrives with her wee brother to pick some stuff up for the flat. And she comes in and I'm like, "Oh, as if nothing. And I'm like, "What the fuck? Yesterday, I was sleeping." And so her and I were talking to each other. We both do that at each other's faces. So I'm like, "Well, what were you doing sleeping? Why were you not at school?" And she does this back to me. study leave.
Oh,
So
that's funny.
she had to dreepy. And it's not like
That
the,
is
the balcony goes right out onto the road. It's not like the balcony's at the, you know what I mean? It's like it's just people would have been walking and driving past them would have seen
and
her
see her,
shimmying
aye.
down the balcony. Because basically what you would
brilliant,
need to do is slip down the poles and then put your feet on the railing. There's a kind of
brilliant,
ramp
man.
leads up to the inside to the flats because of
Could she have hurt
wheelchairs.
herself? She could have fell, cause you know. Nah, no, really.
Yeah, aye, well, I mean, it's off the ground, obviously. It's the first floor.
Nah, that's what I was thinking. See the thing,
But was
Cam,
ever
with the
fucking right?
aye. See the thing with the slow car cam. Maybe that's the universe is there. Just be like water, my friend. You know, Bruce Lee.
Well,
Be like
that-
water.
well,
Maybe
that's-
that
that is
car is
exactly.
there.
I'll end up just going. Right. Well, either
Yeah.
way, I'm gonna get there. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that they're going below the speed limit. What if something was to
Yeah.
happen? My superstitious
That's what I
side kicks in and goes,
Aye.
"The universe
That's
put
it.
this car in front of me, man."
To slow you
That's what I
down.
think.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what I think. Sometimes we all need to slow down. You know.
And it's also remembering as well, like that's an actual person driving it, and I'm like, "Yeah, fucking stupid."
Still
Well,
fucking
the thing
cunt,
is,
man.
it's because you
fucking go.
people, yeah, but you shout like because this is 6 mile single track. Obviously, you know, coming in here, so you always have people like that. But then see when I pass them, I'm thinking that could be my mum driving that car. You know what I mean? And she's just driving, taking it easy. Maybe she's no feeling right that maybe she's scared driving or
She
whatever.
get
You know,
COVID,
so
heart attack
yeah,
could be
but
happening
heart
at
attack
that
then.
moment.
So it's like I just say to people, well, hey, see the way that they people are driving. I am no. Why am I better than them to tell them you should be driving faster? I have
No.
nothing to do with the way that I can't interfere in their life. I can fucking call them a cunt and be really annoyed, but I can't interfere in that. Let them drive the way you want, and they're driving. You're crossing their path for a reason, or maybe a reason I don't know. You know, but. This is if you overthink stuff, you go nuts when
You would
that's
go
just
nuts.
somebody going slow, you go fucking nuts because you're overthinking it, and maybe that's the universe, maybe that's a sign. Should I maybe go slower here? You know, it's nuts. It'll send you crazy, you know. There's no challenges in
true,
the
though,
first
that-
world. That's
the
why
other-
you do this.
The other way I look at it as well is just like, well, what if I want to go slow? What if I don't want to
Exactly.
go as fast as I want to go at the
Exactly.
minute, and some other cunt's going to be stuck behind me? Then, well, at least I know what they'll be
Exactly.
thinking. So,
Exactly. That's it. It's exactly it.
Right, guys, we think we're going to wrap it up because it's what time is it?
It's just going on to 9:15. This has been long. This is like two hours.
Two-
2
another
hours.
another long
2
episode.
hours 10 minutes.
How
2
you
hours, 11 minutes.
fixed for recording a members only?
How am I fixed?
Aye,
When? Oh, I'll be fine. I
Just-
mean, I'll be fine. I couldn't do it there on Sunday because I had
No,
to
I
go
know.
and get parts.
aye,
And
aye.
but the heating's still no on, so I probably could have done it anyway. You know what I mean? But
Aye,
aye,
we'll talk off here. We'll get something scheduled.
aye.
Maybe do
Scheduled.
Madeline. I was going to say we'd maybe do Madeline McCann. We'll maybe discuss.
Oh, I think she's been done
Madeline
already.
Oh, Jesus. Right, folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for
Right.
listening. The biggest way to help the podcast is tell a friend. If you're watching YouTube, hit the subscribe and like button. But tell a friend, tell your pals about the podcast if you think it's worth listening to. And we'll catch you all next week, etc. Bye-bye.
Etc. See you later on.